Welcome to the From the108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, BeefLoaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, MySoxSummer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy-E.
Thank you, Chorizy, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If I, BeefLoaf, reference a meme or talk about my very well-regarded and popular podcast, The Au Jus, you drink. If MySoxSummer mentions his time on the West Coast, blames his kids for something, or says he simply did not have enough time, you drink. And if Chorizy-E shows up in the comments, makes MSS appear to be dumb, or geeks out about some play he saw, you drink. And you can make all of us drink with a tip of $1.08 or more, preferably a lot more, much more. Let's get these fucking tips rolling.
Raise the roof and the tip.
Yeah, absolutely. We are in the missing Chorizy-E formation, so we need to get those tips up high while the boss ain't here. But MySoxSummer, I have a question for you right now, a very important one.
Yes.
My question is, what are you drinking, and are you on the quest for 50 tonight?
Okay, listen. I am not on the quest for 50 because I went to Benny's thinking if anyone's going to have Old Milwaukee, it's going to be Benny's. And I went there and the guy's like, no, well, we don't carry that. We only have like old style and Pabst Blue Ribbon. He goes, it's like the older people. And like, I was on the north side picking up some shit from our vendors, but I was like, what? Like, how come I can't find Old Mill? Like, I've gone to the ghetto superstore or shopping stores too, like the grocery stores. I'm thinking they're gonna have it. No, they don't have it. So I need to go to like your guys' standby liquor store and go get a case of Old Mill. So I'm drinking the Willet whiskey neat on the rocks.
Neat.
We have a lot going.
Wait, neat or on the rocks?
On the rocks. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought we got a long show tonight, MSS.
No,
we have a ton of White Sox. We have an interview with Sam Anderson coming up. And in the back end, we have a bunch of bullshit. And I offered up the commenters $5 tips and we'll answer the random questions. I mean, we might be here 3 hours. I don't know if neat is good for you tonight, my friend.
We got a special thing to announce too that we didn't even talked about. We fucked up. We're like Sox Fest 2020. We're like, we have this huge room. We have to fill this room somehow. And then we're like, let's have 87 things that we have to fit into an hour and a half. So we're gonna see how it goes. But yeah, no,
we're not cutting any of it though. If we gotta go 2.5 hours, we're going. We're going old school. All right.
And we have enough ads and things that we want to promote, so we probably should go 2.5 hours. Loaf, are you on the quest tonight for 50?
Man, fuck no, I am not. And you know what? I don't like to use the excuse that you use. I didn't have enough time. I had no motivation to look for whatever's left because, as you mentioned, all the stuff that's left is shitty stuff that is hard to find. So I thought, okay, I could either order some of this shit to my house directly and pay a surcharge to just get it so I can have it. Because we're down to like 4 things right now. We're down to basically the end. Or I could just drink some of the tremendous amount of booze I already have in my house.
Yes.
Like, it's not like I don't have a ton of booze laying around everywhere. And I wanted to have, here's the thing too. You have to strategize. When it's just the two of us, I got to strategize about what I'm drinking, especially if I'm hosting. Because when it's 3 of us, I can go to the bathroom whenever I want. I can leave you guys wherever the fuck. Tonight, I don't feel that I can do that. So I went and I got the G4 tequila, the Blanco.
Oh, nice.
And now I am drinking it neat, MySoxSummer, but I got it backed up with a little
squirt.
I got a little diet Pepsi just for the caffeine.
Oh, diet Pepsi.
Just to keep me high. It's not a direct correlation here. One is to wet the whistle to keep the pipes nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to talk for 2.5 hours. The other one is for pure enjoyment. The G4 is absolutely delicious. I can't wait to be out of my mind tonight by the end of this because I think we're going a long time. That's the feel I got. What do you think? You think it's gonna be a little bit or what?
Yeah, no, for sure. This is gonna be a drunk fun night. Like I was excited about the show as soon as Chorizy says I can't make it. So then I get really excited because it's gonna be fun. And he didn't cuck us this time and just show up. Remember the last time it was supposed to just be me and you? And then he's like, oh, I want in on this too. And he comes in because he knew it was gonna be so much fun. He's like, oh man, they totally pre-programmed the show and all this shit. And so he's not coming through tonight, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, tonight's the type of night I figured he would come through because there's a lot of White Sox
There's
stuff.
a lot to talk about.
I would think he'd want to get his 2 cents in on it. And that's why for now,
get into it.
Exactly. We're going to skip the banter for the moment. We may hit that in the back end of the show or some of the stuff we got going. I know I offered all of you guys $5, super tips, super chats to offer stuff up later for content. Don't do that yet. You can give the smaller ones right now for us to get drinks. But if you got content you want us to throw in there, questions or whatever, save that for later on in the show. Right now, we're going to do a little White Sox talk. And
look at Willie.
He looks happy, man. He looks like he looks happy, like something happened. Maybe a cash infusion for the White Sox, and it did today. It finally broke. We had heard whispers of this for a couple weeks, but nothing totally confirmed. The news came out. Billionaire Justin Ishbia set to take controlling stake in the White Sox. Now, the press release from the White Sox explains it in more detail, and I'm going to read the whole thing, and then we'll dive back through this in a minute. But it says Chicago White Sox today announced that Jerry Reinsdorf and Justin Ishbia have reached a long-term investment agreement that establishes a framework for Ishbia to obtain a future controlling interest in the White Sox. As part of the agreement, Ishbia will make capital infusions into the White Sox as a limited partner in 2025 and 2026 that will be used to pay down existing debt and support ongoing team operations. The agreement provides that from 2029 through 2023, Reinsdorf will have the option to sell the controlling interest to Ishbia. After the 2034 season, Ishbia will have the option to acquire the controlling interest. In the event of any such future transaction, all limited partners of the Sox will have the opportunity to sell to Ishbia at that time. In addition, Justin Ishbia, his brother Matt Ishbia, and father Jeff Ishbia will also be significant investors. There is no assurance that any such future transaction will occur, and in no event will such transaction take place before the year 2029. Until such time, the Reinsdorf family will continue to own the controlling interest in the White Sox. Reinsdorf, chairman of the White Sox since purchasing the franchise in 1981, remains a sole day-to-day decision maker for the club. Quote, having the incredible opportunity to own the Chicago White Sox and be part of the Major League Baseball for nearly 50 years has been a life-changing experience, says Reinsdorf. I have always expressed my intent to operate the White Sox as long as I'm able and remain committed to returning this franchise to the level of on-field success we all expect and desire. And it says BDT and MSD Partners served as the exclusive financial advisor to the Chicago White Sox and the Reinsdorf family. And then it mentions the law firms there. Now, MySoxSummer, this was a lot to swallow. A lot of Twitter streets. Question for you. Are you happy? Is there something to get excited about? Are you like my guy, Barber Chair Scott, that says that White Sox ownership timeline is too far in the future for me to give a shit right now? What do you think, MySoxSummer?
Loaf, like, honestly, okay? People make fun of Jerry because of what he told that guy, that the former owner of the Islanders, right? Like, Jerry was like, oh, you just dangle a carrot. Don't give them the whole thing. You just dangle a carrot in front of their face, and they're happy, and they'll eat it up. Today, like I told you, it's like the new porn star that wants to make a name for herself, licking the old man's butthole live and on video, like lapping up, oh, we're going to have a new owner potentially in fucking 4 years, maybe. And then you could potentially buy one later. Maybe. We don't know. Like, and it's like Jerry is dangling the carrot again, and everyone ate the shit up. Like it was just like slop. They were just like, yes, give it to me. This is going to happen. My wife comes home today and she's like, so I heard the Sox got sold today. And I was like, no, they didn't. Like, there's a potential it could get sold, like, in 2029, but nothing's going to happen like until after the fact, and like, I get it. Like, there's a tax thing, and you gotta watch this and how the money goes, and there's gonna be a labor dispute, and there's gonna be all these things. So it's like, well, you don't want to take over before the labor dispute. My God, that would just be horrible. But also, Jerry's like putting out stuff that he wants everyone to hear, like, because like we heard about it, right? Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, right? So they already started floating it. So and it was in their group text with Aloha and Wally Money. Aloha is like, yeah, they're like 2 steps ahead of where they're at right now. It's like, yeah, they are, because we knew about this before. Right. And so, and if we know about it, they wanted to get out. So it's just weird that everyone got so excited today and is just like, yeah. And it's like, nothing has changed, but it fit his fucking narrative of dangling the carrot, and everyone's happy. Everyone's
as of today, you're right. Nothing specific has changed. I do have a lot of thoughts on this, just in general, but I figured it made more sense for me to go to my guy, Northbrook Bob's tweets, because he replied, because I said we were going to talk about this tonight. Yeah. He says, let me help with your discussion a little bit with a few guesses, as Northbrook Bob says.
Yep.
And he says, my guess, 2029 and 2034 mean the end of 2029 and 2034, not 1-1. So I guess the end of those calendar years would be when those options were available. Now, it wasn't clear to me if there was an option every single year inside of the 2029 and 2033 option that they discussed, or if it was just one option on either part. I wasn't 100% sure. I assume it will be annual options. Usually these LPAs come with annual options that have a purchase price that you can kind of exercise and buy it. So like if it would be Jerry's choice, 2029 through 2033, then 2034 would be Ishbia's choice. Okay. He says, no, the upcoming cash infusions are not $1 billion. And no, the payroll is not going to $200 million per year. I think we could have all read through that one and realized that was probably not the case. And then he also put, if Jerry dies, the team will not be sold before the end of 2029. What he put in a later tweet that I saw him respond to someone is that apparently if Jerry does die, this decision would then go to the estate, which I believe I'm going to guess the Suns are in, Michael's in control of, whatever.
Would hope so.
And I think their plan has been the whole time, at least to hold till 2029. So I think that timeline probably still holds. He also says Reinsdorf will continue to run the team how he sees fit until he or the family decides to exercise the option 2030 through 2034, or Ishbia exercise the end of 2034. And he says this only affects the stadium funding indirectly. The capital being infused can be used for it, however, so they could choose to. Some of the money that Ishbia is putting in, they could choose to use on the stadium. They could use on operations in any way, shape, or form. And then he said, remember, I told everyone not to overreact that this news broke. Not much is going to feel different for the next 4.5 years. So I think it's going to...
Bob.
Northbrook Bob is on it. He's always on it. Now, one thing I want to point out here, I think there is a level of excitement, at least from a very small level for the short term, because, we're talking about the control and ownership is going to change whatever. But in the short term, it does explicitly mention that the Ishbias are going to be putting in capital infusions, and those are going to be used for the short term, it sounds like. Funding operations, paying down debt. So when it comes to paying down debt, reducing debt service, or if you put the money directly into the payroll, either way, it gives the opportunity for the White Sox payroll to go up. Now, I did envision as well that it was going to be not that they'll have a big payroll, just that it won't be cut to fucking crumbs like the team is right now. Like when we're watching this offseason MSS, it was like, they're trying to get rid of any payroll they fucking can. And I expect it to not be that, but I don't expect it to be like they're going to be carrying a huge payroll in these interim years when the Ishbias are just kind of injecting cash. Do you think that's probably about right or what?
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing Jerry has shown: he's not putting money into something that he's not really happy with. He's not happy with the stadium. He doesn't own the stadium. He doesn't want to make anything better. It's bare bones, let's just say. Okay, they don't. We were talking about this with our friend Polish with Extra Onions in the thing, and we were talking about debt and is it? And you said, is it because of all the mistakes that they've made? And I was like, I don't think that there's a ton of debt on the back end, because they've never really jumped off a cliff and tried to do something different, right? They've never infused a bunch of money to make the experience better or to have things. They've let the state come in and pay for all the things that the state is contracted to have to do.
You're talking about with the stadium.
Yeah, with the stadium. But also because wouldn't that be part of your debt, right?
Could be, and also could be if you could have gone into debt too to push the payroll when they pushed it up to 180, 190 million. They could have borrowed money to push the payroll in those spots too. It's tough to tell.
5 years before to get to that point.
It's not transparent enough to know where they spend it or how much it is. We don't know all that, right? But we do know if they do pay it down, obviously the carry is a lot cheaper, and so that's going to be that should be better for them.
I just was they don't do these little things to make money, right? At the park or the organization, right? You could throw out a few bucks and you'd have a really, really good return. If today proves something, it is that people are thirsty for White Sox baseball and something to be changed and to be better. So if you sold that, I mean, we were hook, line, and sinker on the prospects, trucks to prospects, 2016. We're 100% go. And then this happens the same way. We're 100% go. if you would have capped on some of that and used that, like, in a whole different position right now, right? If we would have had credit card readers before the playoff games in 2021,
credit card readers again,
there would have been a lot of more money made. You would have sold a shitload of money. You know how much money they left on the table just by not sending beers down to our section when I was still fat, 330, drinking beers like a motherfucker. You know,
Senior Sock says this news is kind of underwhelming, like the Larry Hoover news. Yeah, Larry Hoover's not getting out of jail. Yeah, no matter what they said there, he's absolutely not getting out of jail.
Larry Hoover.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it this way, like how could the additional payroll manifest itself? And I thought, well, the White Sox are still in the low part of the rebuild, but maybe it manifests itself like the White Sox are willing to pick up a bunch of Andrew Benintendi's contracts so that they could trade him and send him somewhere else and have another guy in here, you know, or pick up a prospect or whatever. You know, we mentioned the Dominican Academy that I assumed was funded by the Ishbias, and we'll get to that later if we think that tinfoil hat theory is accurate. But stuff like that, they could spend some more money on tech. Apparently, they bought a lot of tech recently, and the whispers that came out about like, yeah, they added a bunch of analysts and stuff. We knew that for a while too. It was like, yeah, we had heard they like almost doubled up the group. Like they had a bunch more in there doing it. So like maybe the spending is going to be all in those directions, and it'll be less like they're not going to. I don't think they're going to be getting Kyle Tucker or Bo Bichette this offseason. I don't think that's where the spending is going to go. That's going to come in from the capital. That'd be my guess.
But I think that what they're doing, and we've talked about this, but like building up that front office and how they're actually operating, it makes the deal and a sale much more desirable. This team, honestly, like watching this team play and just the level like of how it looks way more professional, and they're in to actually win a game and is not as depressing as it has looked for like the past 3 years. You're like, hey, you know what? The Sox don't look too bad. I mean, when you have the talking heads and fans like us saying the same thing, and the record is not much different, but like there's just signs of growth, and you're like, man, if they actually had a couple 2-3 stars on this team, we might be talking about something. You know what I mean? So but that's what something like an Ishbia is looking at. I'm sure when you're buying like a depressed property, right? Like you're like, hey, yeah, this is shitty, but there's some stuff that's good,
right?
And it's moving in the right direction, right? Like, you know, so I don't know. I think that, yeah. Yep.
Alex Root says building up the infrastructure to be good when the time comes. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the starting approach. I think that was the approach when they hired Getz. Like his initial approach was, we're building up all this shit, and this is kind of what we're focusing on, and that's why you saw the payroll get cut to dust, basically, because all the money's being focused there. At least it appears to be focused there. And then Timothy Maher says, even with Ishbia money, they'll still find a way to trade international cap space for a 24-year-old reliever with no options or breaking ball. Very possible. Miguel Castro 2.0 coming through.
There has been a lot of people talking too. They're like, well, look at the way the Phoenix Suns are being operated. You know, and you're just like, okay.
It's basketball. Whatever. It's different than baseball. Don't worry about it. I saw a lot of that too. MSS, I was like, I don't give a fuck. That doesn't have anything to do with me. Yeah, they might not operate an NBA team that well, and they might operate an MLB team great. We don't know. But you know what? We're interested in what could happen. We're interested in what could the new thing be. Yes, it might be bad. And we told everyone this before, MSS. Hey, just because you don't like this owner doesn't mean you won't get a bad owner again. Right. You know, so like, but it seems like there's a little bit of excitement. Let me get to a couple drinks here before we get on. So
let's do that. These people spent money on us, so we should probably get
their hard-earned money. So we're getting there. Jackie Treehorn, my guy, he says, here's to a 10-year succession. Yes. Cheers,
damn right, Jackie.
And then, Missy Carroll says, the child I watch all the time wants a Kid 108 shirt, please. MSS, yes. I know where you live. That's a threat. I'll head over after the show. Love you, Monks.
Don't come over here after the show.
Love you, Melissa.
I will get you a 108 Kid shirt. They're really cheap right now, but I will front you one just because I like you that much.
That we can get you.
Yep.
Women's stuff, we're not.
Racer bank tanks and whatever spaghetti strap shit that everyone else wants. I don't know that shit anymore. I've tried enough combinations. I'm done.
Now, MySoxSummer, one thing about the press release and the way this was carefully handled, I thought this stuck out to me, and let me see if you get a similar impression. It reinforced that it is still King Jerry, that it's still Chairman Jerry. He is still in charge of everything. However, it pushed up like his sergeant in arms, the Ishbias, with their money behind them, and their people they know and their connections and everything. is right there with him, standing right there kind of with him,
Yes.
there to help and there to be part of it. And to me, that part of it felt really good and felt like a stronger front than what we're used to seeing. And you think that is the case and that they did that on purpose?
I'm sorry.
Do you think that is the case, that they had a stronger front and that they did it on purpose?
Yes. That they put that stuff out there? Of course.
Yeah.
I think after the news broke in the 78, I think the Sox panicked and were like, we have to get something out there and we need to show people that we're still moving in some direction to make things better. I think they might have overestimated how much that Sox fans would not be shocked that they're not going to be at the 78 immediately. And that was going to get announced. I don't think any real Sox fan thought that was happening with the current ownership and the way things are. But I think that they jumped out there and had to say, we have to reassure these people that there is a plan and we have something that we're doing. I'm not even above saying that they forced Jerry's hand in this to say this. And this is the compromise. We're going to do it in 4 years, or just going to keep pushing it out a little bit and hope that maybe in 4 years, Jerry's like, you know what? Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm just going to.
Well, I think the timelines kind of line up with real events. So end of 2029, that's when the lease ends over here at Sox Park. So then they're kind of like, there's got to be a kind of movement there. 2033, that's the year where, in theory, that would be the 100th All-Star game, right? And they want to have it. The Sox want to host it at Sox Park in some fashion. We don't know if it's going to be on 35th Street or not. So these are kind of landmark dates. Right. And then behind that is where Inebriated has control of, hey, I can choose to buy this or not buy this at whatever price it's been negotiated ahead of time. And so, like, it is pretty well thought out, and you feel like it is following Jerry's specific timelines. I just wonder, like what you mentioned, like, I don't know if it was reflexive against the 78 news. I think it was just more of a position of power, like, hey, let's put this back out there because, hey, we're turning things around here. And another way to show you we're turning it around, the record's not showing it yet, right? But we're bringing up these prospects, and that stuff is starting to show it, right? And there's a little buzz there. Well, let's show it to you on the other side of the business, too. Like, we are turning it around this way because we're bringing this guy in here, and he's putting more money in. And the way he made it sound in the thing, last time we talked about it, when we had John Greenberg on here, and Inebriated was buying the minority shares. He was buying directly from other people was the way it sounded, okay?
Yeah,
other investors. What this sounds like is he's putting money in on top of that, meaning he might be diluting some people. I don't know for sure, but it sounds like he's putting cash flow in there that's not going back to the investors. It's going into the product. It's going into the investment, not the investors. And so it seems like a different thing to me.
I wonder, though, like, okay. So is there something that's unspoken on the back end so that he's not like going to get like, oh, well, now you just don't get money, like, or you just don't get anything now because there's no guarantee that anything's going to happen.
Yeah, no, there's no guarantee, but he has the ending option. Inebriated has in 2034. So, it's totally his control. He can buy it or not buy it. He can walk away or he can take it at the price he wanted. That's where he has the control. Jerry has the control 2029 through 2033 of, hey, if I'm feeling like I'm not in the right health where I want to do this, I want to hand this off early or whatever, I can hand it off. But Inebriated in 2034 has full control of, I have the option to buy or not buy. And at that point, he can watch what they've done for these years. That's what's the interesting part about this too, is he's in a position of power from that point. Like, if this thing doesn't come along, if they don't get the stadium like they want to do, if they don't develop the infrastructure where they start putting good talent on in the field and having decent teams like they want to do, he might walk away from it and say, fuck this piece of shit. I don't want to be part of this anymore. He has the option to do that. And so that's like the nuclear option, right? The guy could say, no, I'm not going to do anything else. And his shares are still worth his shares. And so like when someone else were to buy it, he would get to cash out his money, but he wouldn't have to be in control of it. So it's not 100% that he does buy it. He just has that option to do it. He does have the control in 2034.
So it will happen. So he's like, I'm going to start, keeping up the yard. I'm going to buy, the extended garage. We're going to make it a 3-car garage, because just potentially, and then he'll say, maybe we'll see what happens. Because, I mean, this guy printing money up there, right? Like, he's got tons of money. It's not like he's going to run out of money.
It's not worth a substantial. And we don't know what he's buying it for. I think most recent valuation, Forbes was around $2 billion.
2.2,
yeah, something like that. And so JT in the comment says, this deal is a bargaining chip to get a better deal than the Twins. It's funny, when he walked away from the Twins deal, everyone thought he was going to take it. That is a condition of these things. And so I always just thought, like, They got under the hood, saw really what was going on with the Twins, and were like, "Oh, fuck this! I'm not. I don't want to be in this bullshit market." Yeah, exactly. I'll go back to Chicago and see what if Reinsdorf wants to get let me back in here. So, yeah, there's moving parts here. I think there are reasons to be excited. I think I think in the short term, I think maybe they might be underselling how much the Ishbias will be involved and help, because they're making it certain that Jerry is in control. But he's at least listening to these dudes. He at least listened to them enough to let them in the door and have them, like, hey, I want to make a deal with you. And so it wouldn't surprise me if, that those capital infusions and those things, like you mentioned, MSS, fixing up the backyard before you own it. I expect a lot of this,
Yeah, I'll get that old Pinto out of the front of your house. I'll make sure that that gets taken care of. Our friend Alex Rude says they didn't want to deal with Dan Hayes, so that's why they didn't buy the
I respect it.
I can understand that too. Although Fegan's a pain in the ass too, so I don't know. I mean, honestly,
Fegan and Merck is easier than Dan Hayes. Dan Hayes though is a wisecracker. They don't want to deal with that.
That's true.
So. All right, do we got anything else on the? On this part of it, MySoxSummer, the potential sale, anything? No?
I mean, I'm stoked. I'm still excited, even if there's nothing to be excited about, because you like to see progress and you like to see things moving. I'm just not going to come all over everything right now. Okay, I'm going to take a step back. Yeah. Like I'm like,
so a little bit of pre-com, but that's it. That's all you're allowing yourself. Just a little bit of pre-com,
bro.
Right?
I think I'm just getting shoved up. I don't even think I'm having an erection whatsoever. I think it's just chubbing, like blood flow starting. Okay, blood flow is starting, but don't get ready yet, because we still got dessert to get through, and then pay the bill, and then get the car. Don't get all raring to go. So take it easy. You don't have to pop that Viagra yet.
Senor says that you're engorged. He doesn't believe it. He thinks you're absolutely engorged. HBIC says you're on a blue chew. So yeah,
the blue chew.
And Sammy Davis, one pinky in the beehole. That's that's where we're at here.
Sounds good.
There's a little excitement here. I think there should be a little excitement, and so I think that's fine. Now, MySoxSummer, would you be a fine man and sell some shrimp right now?
I will actually do that. I wish I would have had this shit ready, but here it is. If you like house music, hot shrimp, and cold drinks, Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp is the place to be in June. That's right, every Tuesday night, Lawrence's is throwing a patio party, and you're invited. DJ John Jammin' Jackson will spin inspirational house music on the ones and twos. House-made fresh fruit cocktails and mocktails are available for purchase. Plus, you can get a full pound of our famous large fried shrimp for just $14.99. Fancy a cigar? Ralph's Cigars on Taylor Street will have a selection of their signature infused cigars available for purchase. Sounds great, right? So swing on over to 2120 South Canal Street every Tuesday in June from 5 to 8 p.m. Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, serving up the seafood you crave for 75 years. Yeah.
The comments are crushing you right now. Senior Stock says MSS, weak comer, confirmed.
Oh my God. I don't have 17 children. I'm sorry, Senior.
Husband Chris, weak comer, absolutely. And John Carney, my flaccid summer. I don't know what's going on. I'm coming after you, bro. Let's see
I also got Sharon's ex-husband. MSS is not a roper. Oh my God. You don't know that.
Well, he's almost 50. I mean, give him a break. I mean, he got at least 1 or 2 ropes in there. It might not be the 4-rope. Might not be the 4-rope special it was when in his 20s, but it's okay.
You know who does know if I'm a roper or not? Sharon. Okay, Sharon's ex-husband.
Attaboy.
She's 100% knows. I'll open her face like this.
All right. There was a ton more White Sox news. Well, let's start off with this one. I don't have a graphic for this shit, but
okay. Sorry.
CHSN is now with Comcast.
Yeah.
So according to the Sun-Times, Xfinity and CHSN have made a deal. Now, it's something that CHSN was trying to hold off on because they did not want to be part of the what they call the ultimate tier.
It's a premium tier, right? Yeah.
That's right. It's the top tier. It's an extra $20.
$20.
And I'm going to be honest with you, MSS. I have Comcast Xfinity. I have no idea what the fuck tier I am or any bullshit. I'm sure I pay for everything. I pay for a ton of shit I don't even use. So if I look when this is supposed to be on and it's not on there, I will go fucking berserk because I pay like $1 billion to Xfinity. But they're supposed to be getting on there. Right. Currently, customers have been getting a monthly credit of $8.85 when NBC Sports Chicago went off the air. So we were getting a monthly credit. And if you go to that channel right now, it's just like a blank thing. So there used to be a channel here, that type of bullshit. Apparently, starting Friday, this channel will light back up as CHSN. I heard rumors that the NBA kind of pushed on this and helped step in to try to get the Bulls back going. Most of the articles I read, though, did not touch on that specifically. So that might just be a rumor. It says, while CHSN will air on the ultimate tier, which is the extra $20, the Cubs Marquee Sports Network is expected to remain on the popular tier through the season and then move to the ultimate tier before next season. So even the Cubs are getting kind of moved up to that tier. And so it seems like they're trying to put their sports up there because that's like the live TV options that are available and exist. And Mrs. Beef is right. We pay for like 10,000, a million channels. Like we have so much shit I never watch. Like, and I'm sitting in the backyard, just sitting in the sun. I should watch one of my million fucking channels instead of just sitting in the sun, you know?
I just love that you have that much money that you can just be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to have all the extra shit.
I waste so much fucking money. I told you before, I'd like for you to do a study to help me and make me thriftier like you. And you told me, look, you got time or you don't got time. And he said, you're a guy who doesn't have time. You're going to be able to get his
right. So, that's true. I mean, it's 100% true. If you don't have time to like go and cancel the free subscription and to switch over to another thing and do that, you know, like that's why I've been locked into Comcast for way too long. And I wanted to get rid of it for we're in June, 6 months. I've been wanting to get rid of it and I still have not done it yet. Cause I'm like, just sitting there. I got the fucking antenna up and everything. Read on Reddit today that the antenna 62.2 stopped working today, but I did not see that.
Oh, I hope not.
Seriously, if they go away from the over the air shit after they just pushed that because they just landed on Comcast, I'm going scorched earth. I don't care who my best friend is or whatever. Go fuck yourself. You can't do that.
Go to Brooks' office and what the fuck is this?
I'll pull that shit tomorrow. I'll pull that card out tomorrow. Mexican Heritage Night. I will roll up in that motherfucker and yell at some people. I'm going to yell at some people.
Timothy Maher says, ultimate tier is for 4 ropers only. Dribblers can listen to the radio. So I don't know who he's talking to here. I'm not exactly sure. But let me ask you this, MSS.
Yes.
Will it affect your amount of viewing the White Sox, them going back on the Comcast now?
No. I'm still watching this just as much. Like, I mean, if we're not there, right, and it's a day that I'm home and around, I threw that antenna on. I definitely watch the game. I love watching it through that. It makes me feel good. It also makes me feel thrifty because it's free. And it's not really going to make much of a difference. I know, like other people, yes, it does, right? But like honestly, if you're fucking a tech savvy person that needs to have it on your phone and this and that, there are a shitload of workarounds out there. Just do a little Google search and you can find all of the free things. Like you don't need to do that. I've learned something a long time ago, Loaf. If it's on the internet somewhere and you have to pay for it, more than likely you can find it on the internet for free somewhere. Like it will be available. You might have to do a little work.
Hit MSS in the DMs. He'll find you all the illegal streams for this. He'll find you backdoors to everyone's OnlyFans. Don't worry. He said take care of you for a small fee. I'll set you up another business here, MSS.
You want a browser site rip? I can probably hook you up with that too. Like I don't know if they even call them site rips anymore, but that's what they used to call them. You're like, oh, browser's entire site rip. You're like every fucking porn video that they had on the site at this point. Like you can go download that. You know,
you're in like Flint. K-Dog says antenna was still working as of the 9th inning. So he was watching today, and then I've seen a lot of this actually. So don't worry about the antenna. That's why you made a false threat. You knew it was working already. You false threaten Brooks because you never say shit to Brooks. Don't fucking lie to me, you bastard.
I say shit to him all the time.
Luke McDowell says YouTube TV is king. Get the Sox on there. I noticed.
I don't think it's happening.
A lot of you hoes on YouTube TV. You guys are fucked. You're sorry. Fucked. YouTube TV ain't getting the shit. All right. I feel like they got rid of something else recently. I don't know if it was like Red Zone or whatever, but like, I don't think YouTube TV is going to do it, man. You're going to have to move on to something else, or you won't get to see the emerging White Sox as they start getting better, and you're not watching them. We've been watching through the fifth. So.
MSS are crazy. Damn fucking right, Gabriel. I am crazy right now.
Now,
crazy excited.
It looks like CHSN. I'm just going to guess this. We don't know. We can't see the financials, MySoxSummer.
Okay.
But I'm going to guess CHSN was not making very much money that could hit the White Sox bottom line for payroll. However, I would assume the Comcast deal will allow for some free cash flow to go to the White Sox. Comcast allegedly has somewhere in the range of 1 million viewers in the city. Doesn't mean all of them will get the ultimate tier, but I have to assume some chunk of them will get it, getting the combination of Hawks, Bulls, and White Sox for that extra $20 a month. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I know what the numbers were, and what they were offering from the jump, and it was not good. Okay, so what the channel cost us and what we're getting refunded now, which is what did you say, $8?
Yeah, it's $8.85 a month. Yeah,
that's about what the Sox were getting per subscriber.
Okay,
just the Sox, and then now you bundled 3 teams together. And I know that the opening offer was nowhere close to that for 3 teams. And then the Sox, because they have way more games, wanted more money, which makes sense, because you can put more advertising and stuff. Yeah, you got all that shit. So I'm hoping there's like a in between, but being on the premium tier and having to pay $20 a month makes me think, no, they're probably not. They're probably you're as a subscriber are paying basically to get the CHSN app now on that channel on your television.
Right?
That's what it is.
That's kind of the case, and truth be told, I would prefer it because I would prefer to watch on my big screens. I know you can cast to it, but I'd rather not have to bother with all that bullshit. So I would prefer that over the app. So I guess that's kind of exciting news in a way. I think a lot of people have been waiting on that, but it just never got what they wanted there. Apparently.
No.
Yeah,
I don't think there's that much interest either because the team isn't that good,
and all 3 teams are bad. Yeah, and the thing is, like, they don't have the other teams don't. I mean, they got Connor Bedard with the Blackhawks, but the Bulls don't have a superstar either, and so like, there's not even anything to go watch them on.
And is Connor Bedard a superstar?
We heard maybe not.
We heard that maybe that's not exactly the case.
Maybe not. K-Dog says,
not going to say who said that, but hey, you could probably figure it out.
K-Dog says, need more Brandon Mr. Finance runtime. Yeah, I love Brandon Mr. Finance. We got to MSS. We got to figure out how we can get in on the marketing budget for Brandon Mr. Finance, because he is everywhere on every station. Anything you turn on, Brandon Mr. Finance is advertising some shit on there. We need an ad in this goddamn show for that.
Man,
we need him right away.
Let's call him up.
All right, Timothy Maher says CHSN, like the Ishbias, is technically financially involved with the White Sox, but isn't actually contributing any money.
Oh man,
not yet. But both of them plan to be. Now that's what I'm excited about. If the Ishbias are going to put in some money, we don't know what some money means, but at least it's going to be satisfying something that wasn't being satisfied before.
It will be nice too that people will get to see the broadcast, because the broadcast from last year to this year is 180. It's 180. You got 2 in-game reporters. You got Chuck and Ozzy at the stadium, so they can bullshit with everybody else. And then you got, Steve and John. John is doing way better than he did last year. He's not green anymore. He's calling the game. He still has. I mean, I'm sure there's still moments, but not like it was last year. And it's just a better run show, and it's fucking enjoyable. Better team. Better, like just more fun to watch. And trust me, it's like, yes, I know we're bottom feeding at this point, and we're in like the marginal differences mean a lot right at this point. So at least it's trending in the right way. So
no, it absolutely is. And to add on to that point there, you've had a little bit of Gordon Beckham, which we all have been familiar with and like Gordon Beckham. But then recently, for a week on the road trip, they had Dan Plesac. And they're in analyst chair, and he was great. I mean, like, a lot of people like that. And I think the approachability of those other guys, as opposed to Stoney, sometimes is nice. And it also pushes John to work in different ways, because John works a certain way with Gordon, and you saw him working even a different way with Dan Plesac this last week where they were on the road. And Plesac is just so Chicago area. I know he's from Gary, and he's just like, but he is so Chicago. It's just fun to listen to.
People from Gary always say they're from Chicago anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I mean,
I'm
from Chicago. No, you're not. I'm fucking Gary.
Now, MSS, the NBA Finals game is at halftime, so I guess should be rolling along pretty soon. At least that's the.
I can't wait till he just pops in there. It'll just be really funny.
Looking forward to him. But yeah, I agree with you on the broadcast. The broadcast has gotten much better. And after the interview, we'll talk a little more White Sox, and then we'll open up the floor. We got some other shit to get off.
A lot of stuff.
There's a ton of stuff here. John Nava says he's from I'm from East Chicago. Yeah, I know NWI is basically Chicago. I've always said this. Northwest Indiana is basically Chicago. Like, I think NWI is more Chicago than like Naperville. No offense to Wally Money, but to me that's what it feels like. So
and also it 100% is. And before, it used to be, hey, it's just a cheap place to live as long as you want to commute. But when they became a political thing, then it was like, oh, well, fuck these guys. You know what I mean? It was like a little bit different. It was like, oh, well, Illinois sucks so much. It's like this. pump the fucking brakes, okay? You're still coming over here to fucking work. You know, if Indiana's so
you're trying to stay as close as possible where you get some
over.
tax breaks, you motherfuckers. I know we know what you're up to.
How angry am I driving to pick up my kids all the day and there's fucking Indiana plates on the entire, like, making traffic, and it's like,
everywhere.
Stay the fuck in your state. It's so damn good, okay? You can't get a gay cake down there, apparently, you know, because religious rights and shit. But, like, you don't come to my state anymore if it's so bad, Jesus. Angers me. It angers me.
Alex Root says we accept everybody from the region except for Matt Crawford. That's allegedly. That's true.
I thought he was this north side.
Well, now he is. I think maybe he's originally from the region. Now he lives pretty close to Wrigley Field. So I've heard.
That makes sense.
I don't know for sure.
That makes sense.
For sure. And Timothy Maher says can't beat those $20 cigarette cards.
Dude.
There's that. They got the casinos right across the border. If you go in the local bars, there's pull tabs everywhere. Like it's
some fun things.
NWI is fun. I like.
Yeah,
it's been too long since we've gone down to NWI and kind of done some damage on myself.
Well, yeah, because the last time we did that, your brother, when we dropped your brother off before we went to Taco Burrito King, he was walking like Michael Jackson in the Moonwalker video, in his Smooth Criminal video. He's like totally like a 90-degree angle going into his house.
He's like, we're getting burritos. I said, no, MSS and I are. You were going home. That was a while ago, though.
It was a very long time ago. Yes, but he was still drunk. He was traveling through time, walking into his place, which was great.
John Navin making broad claims. He'll treat us if we come out that way. All right,
fuck.
Hey, you know what? Don't claim nothing unless you're going to be on it. You actually do it,
man. Last time I passed out in the back of the Bang bus. I mean, it was something.
It's
definitely something.
That's tough. That's very tough for you. Jackie Trier says, is MSS related to Paul Heyman?
No,
I don't know who Paul Heyman is, but
Paul Heyman's a wrestling guy.
No,
I'm not related to Paul Heyman. But
unfortunately.
I mean, it would be cool if I was, but I'm not.
Not so much there.
I watch a lot of that Dark Side of the Ring stuff, so I've seen him in several things, and then I've been watching Dark Side of the Octagon, like the MMA stuff, and I love that shit. I love downfalls. It's just great.
Oh, and those guys especially, they have major highs and then huge downfalls. Ken W.O. says we could pay respects to NWI Stevens' grave. Yeah. That's what you could.
He still does the Sox on Tap stuff, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but he's not on Twitter, so he's been. He stays away from the commentary. That's It's a personal choice. Not everyone's into that shit.
Sometimes it's hard. It's hard to have people tell you suck on the daily. But,
no question about it, man.
That's why I only go to Reddit like twice a week instead of like twice a day. I don't need that shit. Hey, I don't know, Loaf. Do you think everyone knows already, or should we keep telling people that White Sox are making a bobblehead of us? So if you want to buy a ticket and come see us, we're gonna have a patio party. We're gonna have it's all you can eat, all you can drink for 2 hours or an hour and a half before the game, a half hour into the game. So you get 2 hours of that. You get fucking a bobblehead and your game ticket for, I think it's like $80. So if you go to 108.ing/bobblehead, you can get this. I'm not going to tell you that you should buy right away, but you should buy right away because we've sold a shitload of tickets already. The numbers are very limited, not very limited. They're limited, but you should definitely buy a ticket right now, because if we buy a ton of tickets and we sell a bunch of tickets, they're going to have to order more. And I really want them to order more. So yes, let's go.
Key to MSS's life that they order more of these bobbleheads than they originally thought. That's a
please. Key. So you can get our bobblehead. Go to 108.ing/bobblehead. This is an official bobblehead given out by the Chicago White Sox on September 16th. Even if you don't go to the game, buy this ticket and then give it away to somebody and have them go and enjoy it. It's going to be a fun time. Heard a rumor today, Bobble's Gym and his wife are coming back for the bobblehead game. So if you remember huge. Bobble's Gym before he moved all the way out to Arizona, you probably don't.
MySoxSummer, our guest.
I know. I was getting there. Are you ready?
I am ready, baby. Put the image up for me. He is a New York Times staff writer, including writing a beautiful article about the White Sox and your 108ers titled How the Chicago White Sox Became the Masters of Losing. He's the author of the excellent book, Boomtown, the fantastical saga of Oklahoma City, its chaotic founding, its purloined basketball team, and the dream of becoming a world-class metropolis. And lastly, on his stay in Chicago, he chose the most frightening lodging in all of downtown Chicago, the Ohio Motel. Sam Anderson, welcome to the 108 podcast, my friend. Great to see you.
What's up, Sam?
I blanked that out. I forgot about the Ohio Motel. Oh my god!
You were telling us about that. We were like, "Wait a minute, you're staying where?" And we were like, "Yeah, that's the motel that was like frightening."
I don't
you're
mess
like,
around. I go deep when I'm visiting somewhere. I go deep.
I understand that. You get into the culture. I appreciate that.
That's right.
Much about you, Sam.
That's right.
Well, great to see you. In a way, we kind of miss you because we spent the last a couple weeks of baseball with you at Sox Park. We had become kindred spirits, if you will, over the White Sox team. I have a question for you that bubbled up in an interview we did in January with Jeff Passan. Now, Jeff Passan claimed that he is the one who told you about the 108ers in the press box at Wright Field. Is this true or false?
That is true. That is true.
Really?
Jeff's telling the truth. Yeah.
Oh,
so I'd been hanging around for a while by then. So what happened was my editor just said, "Hey, it looks like the White Sox are going to break this all-time record for losses. Do you want to go follow them for a few weeks and see if they do it?" And I was like, "Heck yeah!" So I went. And I've been hanging around and getting to know some of the writers and stuff, and watching games. And as they got closer to the record, you saw more and more of these media vultures circling. Right, he wanted to see the thing happen, and so the room started filling up. And one day there was this guy. He had, like professional looking hair, and he's wearing this little suit, and he's looking really sharp. And I go to sit in my regular seat, and I'm like, oh, sorry, is this your seat? I thought he was some guy who worked for the baseball team or something. I didn't recognize him. That's how far out of the baseball world I am. I did not know he was famous. And I said, "Oh, sorry, is this your seat?" And he's like, "No, if anything, I'm taking somebody's seat." And I was like, "Oh, who are you with?" And he gave me this look, I could tell.
Man.
Oh, he was like, "You don't know who I am? How dare you?"
I could tell. It wasn't entitled, but you can just tell when you have said something to someone that he just hasn't heard at a baseball stadium for who knows how many years or decades.
Love it.
So anyway, he's like, "ESPN." I was like, "Oh, cool."
Nice.
And then later we got to talking, and he was great. Actually, I liked him a lot. He was really smart, and he was kind of catching me up because I followed baseball a lot when I was a kid. Okay, and he's kind of bringing me up to speed on the modern game. And he's telling me about why pitchers are so overpowering now, and why that kind of arms race where they just overpower batters and they can't keep up, and about all the pitching analysis machines that you can get and different spins, whatever. So anyway, no, he was great. And then at a certain point, he's like, "Hey, I don't know if you know this, but if you want to get some good fan action, Section 108 is where to go. There's some real characters down there, and they're real diehards." And so I think that same game, I just went down to see what was going on down there, and waited in line. The media tour. Everyone has to come down and see you guys. So I kind of waited my turn for all the different media guys to sit with you, and then I introduced myself, and you guys were great. And then I hung out, and we saw some amazing stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. That Oakland game that you feature in the story with the walk-off of Benintendi off the foul pole, basically, was a crazy game. Coming right for us. Was we were up, and then we were down, and we were up, and we were down. It was crazy. That.
I mean, so much stuff always gets cut out of these articles by the evil editors. But I had a lot more good 108 banter in there that unfortunately we had to cut.
That must have been where I got mentioned in the New York Times article too.
Yeah, that was
because I was totally not mentioned, and it's like, wow, it's like BeefLoaf, the only guy in the 108, not MySoxSummer or BeefLoaf's brother.
To bring this up, Sam. I wanted to bring this up. In the article, we were waiting with bated breath to read it. When I opened this article, you paint me like I am a goddamn superhero, man. Oh. When I've never been like this before, or whatever. And I am a big guy, so you do paint that correctly. But did you know when you were first meeting us that I was going to be the center of this, or did you step back from it after spending a couple weeks, and it was a couple different homestands you hung out with us on this, that you decided that was the case.
Well, I mean, the moment I met you, I knew that you had to be the beginning of my piece.
Sure. Out of here.
Man.
No, you know what? I think I saw you because I was then looking around for 108 from the press box. I was looking and I saw you in your jersey, in your BeefLoaf jersey. And
the 108, BeefLoaf jersey.
108 jersey, BeefLoaf. And I was like, okay, something's going on down there. And so I went down and went straight to you, and I was like, BeefLoaf, and shook your hand. So, I mean, the name's so funny. And you're such a like gregarious, fun guy, and so I hung around with you, and like so it was easy to put you front and center. But no, it all comes out when I'm writing. I figured out, and it's just the name's so funny. It was a nice little shorthand. Yeah, sorry to leave everybody else out. There was actually, there was a lot more.
Aloha, Mr. Hand, our buddy Pete was in there a couple times too. He sits right behind me in the seats. Yeah, he had a lot. He always has a lot to say.
Wouldn't shut up, probably. Yep.
Good. I was going to say I had some good long conversations with Pete that I really enjoyed. Yeah, I learned a lot. Yeah.
And he's got all the history for the White Sox history.
Oh, absolutely.
And as like a super fan, like, cause he is a super fan.
Yeah, and he's been a season ticket holder for a long time. I mean, like, even a lot longer than us. Even like, just he's been in the old park. He had tickets, so it's like a whole lifetime worth of stuff.
I remember asking Pete, like, what's your all time White Sox team, every position? Just go around the field, and that was a 3-hour conversation.
Yeah. Last thing on the article, Sam, what surprised you about your investigation of the 2024 White Sox? Anything?
What surprised me? There was a lot, like, as an outsider guy coming in and going down to the clubhouse. A lot surprised me in terms of like the unspoken rules of how to act around professional baseball players.
Oh, like you shouldn't talk to the starting pitcher on the day they're starting, like
right,
shit like that.
Right? How could you know that? How are you supposed to know that? Give me
you don't know that.
Anyone. So all that stuff was kind of surprising. I don't know what else surprising. I guess I was I'll say something I was disappointed about. I was so excited to try that. What's it called? The campfire.
The campfire milkshake.
Yeah. And I really waited, and I was the first in there one day, and I got it, and I just kind of thought it was okay. But I still have the souvenir. I still have the souvenir cup, which I have right over there, and I use it all the time. So,
did they give it to you for free? Or did you have to pay full price for that thing?
Oh, no, I pay full price. That's like a New York Times ethics thing. I can't accept gifts. I can't accept full price. Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, I think you said something during the season that there would have been reports that the milkshake went down in quality during the year. Is that what we heard? Yeah.
Yeah. After the original creator chef left, they started cutting corners, allegedly. So by the end of the year, they were definitely like, I'm just going to say this too. Hot dog buns at the end of the year, not the best hot dog buns you're going to get. Like it's just, they've been sitting around for too long.
Trying to get rid of the remaining stock.
It's just, it's a very weird thing.
You have such an interesting, like, long-term sort of like holistic view of all this stuff, like the cycles that things change at the ballpark. Yeah. Like most people drop into a game or two. You guys really see it.
When they,
it's like our living room, basically going to those seats.
Yeah.
When they started to get into the craft beer, Sam, they would order craft beer like they would order Miller Lite. They were like, just give me all these cases of whatever. So by the end of the season, we're drinking 6-month-old IPAs, and they are horrendous. Horrendous.
They realized that they marked them all down to $5, but even then, we would buy somewhere like, this is awful. You can't even drink it.
Yeah, like a dry hopped 312, and it tasted like iced tea. And you're like, what the hell? I don't even know how this happened. Like this happened in the kit. It was disgusting. It was horrible. They have changed that. Now they have fresher beers, but yeah, still it was bad.
I mean, I have so many great memories. I loved hanging out with you guys, and I keep saying to my family, like, we got to get back to Chicago. I want to buy tickets in 108, and we got to go sit with those guys.
Don't buy any. Let us give you some. There's always extras. Because everyone has like a couple seats. There's always extras. Reach out before, and we'll see if we got extras for whatever weekend you're coming. You and your family want to come through. Absolutely do that.
You should come September 16th and come get a bobblehead of us.
I can't believe you guys have a bobblehead. Is this a joke?
No.
Is that official?
No, it's for real.
And you are
a real bobblehead.
You are like the third person to ask if this is a joke. It is not a joke. What happened was, Sam, when you have a team that sets the league lead for the most losses in a season,
right,
and you don't have a lot of star power, when you have a fan festival and you feature the three, me and Loaf and Chorizy, in a hot tub announcing a special bobblehead collection that they're going to preview in 2025, that tweet goes nuts. And then if you happen to know the marketing guy at the White Sox and he likes you, he says, hey, I've always wanted to make fan bobbleheads, and now you have this tweet that just went viral, so we're going to use that to make a bobblehead of you. And we're like, yes, please. And so we talked about it last week, but like neither of these guys thought it was actually going to happen. And they thought it was nice of them to like,
even when we saw the proofs, Tracy and I were like, there's no way this actually goes through. Like,
no.
And then we see the mold and we're like, okay, we're in. This is legit happening. They put tickets on sale last week. We've sold over 100 tickets so far. And it's just like, man, we're cooking. We're cooking with gas right now. And it's just amazing. Like, you know, I'm a huge bobblehead collector, and it's just, I don't know. It's a good dream, and it's also something that I can hold other collectors' heads, because as the I can be the premier White Sox bobblehead collector because I have one of myself, you know, that was released by the team. So I love it.
Now, Sam, I see that the game is starting back up, but you got a little time to talk Boomtown with us.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm going to ask you a few questions. Okay. Well, I didn't get into this because MSS and I both love the book. And I think we both listened to the Audible version, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So, and you read the Audible version. Now, I got to ask this, Sam, because I have listened to a lot of Audible books, and sometimes the narrator can either really enhance or kill the fucking vibe. You did a great job. Do you have any training doing this? Is this news or whatever that you, or is this like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to do my book and read it myself.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I don't have any training. I'm just me. They originally had like an actor they were going to have do it, and they sent me like his name and some clips, and I listened, and I was like, I just never liked it when other people read my stuff, especially in a very like actorly way. I'm like, the way I write, I feel like it's just my voice kind of, and it's my personality. So, and my agent was like, I think you would do it as well as anyone else. And I was like, great, I'll do it. So I just went down to the city, New York City, and sat in this booth at the publisher for like 4 days. And they had a director there from like the New York theater world. And I thought he was going to try to get me to do all this hammy stuff, but he was like, no, I love what you're doing. Like, keep doing it that way.
Perfect.
Occasionally he'd give me a line read. He'd be like, all right, we're at the end of a section. Make it sound like the end of a section. I'm like, I don't know what that means at all. Tell me, like, do that for me. Do an end of a section voice. And he would do it. And then I would be like, oh, okay, I got it. I copy that. But no, I'm glad he liked it. I've always felt comfortable. Like I've read stuff for the Times and everything. So yeah, I like it. I had a good time.
And how long does that take? Is it you're like, you're doing a lot of takes of this, or and how often, like, how long of it are you reading?
I ripped through that thing. I was like, it was like 4 solid days, like 9 to 5, I think. And I was just getting in there.
Wow. Okay.
And reading. And like, at that point, like, I mean, I've almost memorized the book. I'm an obsessive like reviser with my writing. I just like revise and revise and revise until it's like, it feels kind of perfect to me, especially with that book. So like, I'm reading it and it's just like, it's flowing, and it felt very natural. And we didn't do a lot of retakes of stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome. No, it was good. It was good. It was a good book to listen to. And because Loaf had said to me, he's like, you know, that guy's got a book and it's about Oklahoma City. I was like, what the fuck do I want to listen to a book about Oklahoma City?
Exactly.
And then,
that's really good though.
but I also take his opinion. Like, I don't take it for granted. I'm like, okay, well, if he likes it, then it's probably decent. And then I started listening to it, and he said the magic word, and he was like, yeah, he's like, and he talks about the guy from the Flaming Lips, and I was like, okay, yeah. So like, it was like, this is exciting. I can get into this, and so like I also have met Wayne. Of course, it goes into the black. Hey, Loaf, is it okay if I jump ahead to Wayne real quick?
Go for it. Yeah, get to Wayne right away. Yeah.
Back in Lollapalooza '94, Flaming Lips played second stage at Lollapalooza, and that was right when transmissions of Satellite Heart went crazy, right? And they started to blow up. And then they played a show with Candlebox, which is like the craziest.
Oh,
they opened for Candlebox, and we yelled for Wayne the entire time because we saw him at Lollapalooza. He was cool. So then we yelled for him. He came out and talked to us, and we hung out and everything. He had his heart I Love Michelle button on.
Yep.
And then they played. I went to Northern Illinois University, and they played in 1996. They played out in the fields. And I was on stage crew, so I loaded them in. And 1996 Flaming Lips is just amazing.
Bro,
I was bringing in these huge crates, and I was like asking the road manager, I'm like, what are these? He's like, they're all Christmas lights. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are we doing it? And so you get all these, like, just trust me, it looks awesome. And then they take like 3 hours putting all the Christmas lights up and everything up. You can Google this. You Google Flaming Lips Live 1996. You can find this stuff. And honestly, I remember them because the set is similar to all the ones that are featured on YouTube. But when they hit the guitar, like in the beginning of that show, and those lights popped off, oh my God. Like, I was like, now I understand, like, visual art, all this stuff. Like, they were totally awesome. And Wayne and them, like, he's like, oh, it was nice. He didn't remember me, obviously, from Davenport, Iowa, because who the fuck would? He's like, come back in the back and drink some wild turkey shots with us. And I was like, I can't do that because I'm working. And this is my first gig, you know? I know. But, like, yeah, no, like, the stuff about Wayne in there, and just, like, everything I would imagine hanging out with Wayne in his hometown, like 100%. Like, like the painting of the street. We're going to do art. We're going to do this. It sounded great. So you've done some really good drugs with Wayne Cohen, I assume.
We didn't do any drugs. He's kind of just like naturally high and pulling people into it. And yeah, he was always so fun to be around. And that every time I go to Oklahoma City, I was back there, over the last few weeks watching some playoff games, and I always drive to his neighborhood and check to see if the rainbow's still on the street, and there's still like patches of paint, like some of the rainbow has still survived, and I always take a picture and send it to him. No, he's great, and he's so like Oklahoma City. He's just so down to earth and like not impressed with himself, and also just like a monster of like a work ethic. Like the 300 Christmas light strands, like that's what they do. Like if they're gonna make something trippy and cool, they are going to go all out, and it's gonna like blow everybody's minds. Yeah,
no, it was great. It was impressive. It was fun to see. It was fun to read. And I was like, well, man, I wish we would have known this when you were here originally, and then I probably would have made the article. You know, like, then MySoxSummer and I talked about the Flaming Lips, and like, you know, that music's great.
Wait, I have to ask you guys a baseball question.
Yeah, go for
it. I saw like breaking news last week, I think, and my heart kind of broke. Andrew Vaughn, is he still down in the minors? He got sent down to the minors?
He got sent down to the minors. Let's send him down there to work on his swing a little bit.
He lost those 2 inches on his official height, right? He went from 6 feet to 5'10", which we all knew. We
talked about that. I mean, like,
yeah, we talked about that. And I stood next to him in the locker room, this basketball talk. I stood next to him in the clubhouse.
Same
thing. I was like, I'm 6 feet tall exactly. I'm like, come on, bro. So 5'10", and then he gets sent down to work on the swing, and is it going well down there?
No.
It's going okay. I mean, he's
I thought his first game was like 0 for 5 with
Yeah.
He's got one home run
game recently, though. Maybe he's turning the corner. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know. We'll see little Andrew anytime soon.
He got sent down with Tim Elko, who's like a legend at Ole Miss. He's like this, I guess, a big team leader. You know, taller guy. Everything. They both got sent down together, and they brought Tim back up, but they did not bring back Andrew.
Andrew's still chilling now.
He's still there, so it's not looking great. Not looking.
Do you think he's not coming back?
I think they'll probably bring him back, but I think it's getting towards the end of the road, Sam. I don't think he's long for being on the White Sox. I think
to me, for some reason, out of all those players, that guy is like the embodiment of the team to me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. You know, there's something about him.
Did they push you towards him to like make you have to talk to Andrew Vaughn?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? No, he didn't want to talk. I tried talking to him a couple times. He didn't want to say a thing. He didn't like. I all the other stuff everyone would talk to me about, he just did shut down everything. Just didn't want to talk. No, it wasn't any of that. It wasn't because no, he just seemed to me like in my mind when I imagine one Chicago White Sox from the 2024 debacle of a season, it's Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, he personifies like disappointment. Yeah, I get it.
Kind of, yeah. And I was like kind of rooting for him all the time. I was like, when I first started watching them, like in the middle of the season, I was like, I kind of like that guy. He's number 3 pick. I want him to do well. And then like he just didn't. And then there, the errors at first base. He didn't run out that. Remember that play? He didn't run out. And like it was just all that stuff while I was there. And I was like, he just kind of came to embody it for me. So I guess it makes sense that he was sent down.
They're trying to shed those vibes, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm not. Am I sounding mean? I'm not trying to be.
No,
mean.
You're not. You are not. Okay. Trust me. In this audience too, they're not the biggest Andrew Vaughn fans. They've been disappointed with his career so far as well, and it's I mean, this is the natural turn sometimes with that.
How are we doing this year? I haven't been following that close.
The White Sox
not the worst team because the Rockies, right?
Right, that's right. And so we
go to Colorado now.
That was what we were going to ask. Are you booked for Colorado already?
I keep thinking about that. If they're close, I think I have to. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and the comments have been asking about it. They were asking. Yeah. And then John Carney says, Sam, get ready to learn Colorado Rockies.
There you go, guys. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. I'm thinking the same thing.
Do you think that the New York Times could float you some extra money so that you can bring the 108 to Denver and we can watch it all together if they break the record?
That's a very cool idea. That's a very cool idea.
We do have our own bobblehead, Sam. I mean, we can definitely, that's something to say. Like, listen, these guys are huge. They have their own bobblehead given out by the team.
Then they'll be like, we can't take for their own ticket.
Yeah,
that's true. How long is that drive?
I think it's about 12 hours.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's a long time for here. So.
I think just thinking about it for a second, I'm pretty sure I could guarantee that they'll fly Beef out, the star of the article. So Beef will be out there with me.
Sorry, I'm a sus. Sorry about that, bro.
I'll take the train out there. I want to try some edibles there. We'll see how that goes.
I don't think you're going to make the article. That's a long trip.
That doesn't seem like it.
No, we'll see. Sorry. No, you got me talking baseball. I got to check back into the White Sox season. I kind of miss those guys. I kind of want to know how Silver doing. As our center fielder, is he a superstar again?
He is not. No, he's still struggling. He's still, Luis Robert Jr. is having a rough ride. They set him down for a couple days recently. Try to get him to reset, and so he's supposed to play tomorrow. So it was just a
1 year, like fluky hot season.
Yeah, like his superstar season in 2023. That's what it's looking like. He had a couple shorter seasons where he got hurt and didn't play as much, but looked like the superstar. And then 2024 was rough, and this year's been even rougher and been worse year for him.
Hold on, lightning round before I let you ask your next questions. I'm checking in on my old buddies. Sean Burke, I was there for his very first ever innings that he pitched, and he was so happy. He looked great. Is he a major league pitcher? Is he a good pitcher?
He was the opening day starter. And then he had a little bit of rough patch, but lately he's been pitching great, and he pitched today through 7 innings. So he was nice today. Yeah, he's been getting better. Yep.
Okay, next. My buddy Davis Martin, who I talked to before the game when he was pitching, and he was so nice to me about it. How's he doing?
Fucking great year. He's been killing. Actually, he might get traded. He's doing so well. That's where he's at.
We're hoping not. We're hoping that he sticks, but
I don't think he's worth much. So like you want to keep him around, because it seems to be
he's
working
pitching real well. Yeah,
starting pitching has just been amazing. Yeah.
Good.
It's been the one good part of the team. Yeah.
Right. Oh, good for him. Good for him. Okay, last question. Garrett Crochet, do you regret that trade? How's he doing? And are those pieces, those hotshot young guys you got back, looking good?
So he's doing great in Boston. Yeah. He's pitching well. Okay. They're often not scoring runs for him much, so he's used to that from being with the White Sox.
Right.
The pieces that we got back, one of them is in the major leagues right now and probably would be considered our best hitter. His name's Chase Mydroth. He's a small guy, gets on base, kind of a grindy little guy. They sent us a catcher, Kyle Teal, who allegedly is getting promoted tomorrow. So that broke today that he's probably coming up. He's been hitting the crap out of the ball in AAA. They sent us an outfielder, right fielder named Braden Montgomery, who didn't play at all last year. He had been drafted last year, and then he was hurt. He is rocketing up the minor leagues. He's hitting as well. He's performing very well. And then the last guy they sent us is Wickleman Gonzalez. He was like the fourth piece or whatever, and he's in the bullpen in AAA, and he's probably close to promotion at some point as well. So yes, they're all performing. Yeah,
sounds like a great trade.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
been working out.
All right, I'm excited. This is fun. I feel like I'm hanging out in 108 with you guys again. This is what it was like. I was just like, what about that guy?
Now, Sam, you did also work in the book with a character that was larger than life, Gary England. Now, we've had Tom Skilling here in Chicago. It's like a famous weatherman, but nothing compared to Gary, who's basically like saving lives. He's like part analyst, part artist. The way he's renowned down there. You mentioned Wayne, but what about Gary as the most Oklahoman Cityan that there is on earth?
That was incredible. That was another one of those things where like this whole book project just felt like charmed because everything just kept coming together, and like I kept just running into all these coincidental things, this like chance things that were epic, and that was one of them. Like I went down to write about this huge tornado that hit Moore. I went after the tornado, and so I was talking to Gary, who is this total legend, saves people's lives, talking to him through the TV and to interview him about this tornado that passed. And then it just so happened that while I was there, the widest tornado in recorded history started coming right at us in Oklahoma City in the weather station while I was with Gary England, a 2-mile wide tornado creating all kinds of chaos and havoc. And I was with him while he was broadcasting all through that. And then I was with him when the storm finally passed, and he just like staggered out of his like little command module of weather screens and essentially just retired like right there. I was there with him on his last storm, and it's like 50-year career or whatever. So that was really epic, and I kind of can't believe it happened. A lot of that stuff I can't believe it happened. Yeah.
It was a wild story to hear all that, and him going through all that and just becoming this huge legend, and how much of a difference he makes. You think of the weatherman as someone who's like charismatic, kind of funny on TV, but in Chicago we don't have weather that is like, it's snowing, okay, everyone stay inside for a couple days, whatever. Cold. There's not. Everyone's gonna die if you don't get to a certain place.
Right.
So like that is Oklahoma City. Crazy.
Those moments where he's like talking, he's like, all right, if you're a child and you're at home alone, this is what I need you to do. Like get in the bathtub, pull a mattress over you. Like just unbelievable. Yeah.
Man, that's nuts.
Last one I got, especially because the Thunder are in the finals. I loved all the stuff on Sam Presti, but I gotta go with a Marry Fuck Kill for you here. Marry Fuck Kill. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Sam. Go for it.
Ooh, no one's ever asked me this. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. Marry Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Sounds right. Yeah.
We gotta fuck Russell Westbrook. And I gotta kill James Harden.
You're killing the beard. Okay. I respect
That's how I'm gonna go on that. Yeah.
Right. No one wants to, but you just have to.
It's a tough choice. Those are three good ones. It's tough to choose there,
How you liking their chances in the finals this year?
I mean, I think they're huge favorites for a reason. Like this team, I've never seen a team like it. It's a really, really special team. Like any kind of basketball game, ugly, pretty, fast, slow, they can win it because their defense is so freaking powerful. And no matter what's going on, like they're always like a 2-minute, like swarming, crazy, stealing little flurry from just jumping out to a 15-point lead. And like their defense is so dangerous that if they hit like 3 3-pointers, the game's just a blowout. And so I've never seen a team like it. And so I think they win in 5 or 6 probably, but the Pacers are better than everyone thinks and have just been like warping reality all playoffs. So
really
never know. We'll see. Yeah. I'm going back out there this weekend. So I'll be at game 2.
Oh, nice. That should be electric to actually be in the stadium for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great crowd.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no
like,
kidding. They deserve
it's kind of like
right?
what I saw at Guaranteed Rate Field last year. Those roaring crowds on a Wednesday game where I'm like counting the people in the outfield. I'm like, hold on, 31, 32, 33.
Watching them win on that Thursday, knowing you have to drive to Detroit to finish off the story like that.
Oh my God. I can't believe they made me go to Detroit. No, I was really proud of them. I kept asking the guys in the clubhouse, I'm like, is there a part of you that like, hey, I'm the guy from the New York Times who's following you around until you break the record. Like, is it fun to keep making me come back to games? And they're like, yeah. Are you happy you made me fly to Detroit? Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Well, Sam, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Much.
We miss you, man. We'd love to see you back in the section. Please come back through.
I will. What's that date for the bobblehead? Tell me that date.
September 16th.
Yeah,
September 16th is a Tuesday night.
We'll send you a link.
So it's not that convenient for you, but if you can make it in, that would be great.
I would love to. That sounds like a good time to be in Chicago.
It's like the end of summer. It's still going to be hot too. Like, because it's been so cold now up into June, like it's going to be fucking hot until like mid fucking October. It's going to be crazy.
September 16th.
It's going to be
September 16th, 108
September
bobblehead
16th.
night.
And JT mentions in the comments $5 Tuesdays. It is a $5 Tuesday. $5 hot dogs, pizza, beer, Coke, everything. Yep. So
wait, are we at this part of the season though where everything's gross?
No, not that. Okay. Well, yes.
Next, possibly.
Yes.
Sorry about that, Sam. It is,
okay.
The beer's still cold though, so you don't have to.
Cool.
You can just do the BeefLoaf plan. Just drink. You don't have to eat. You just drink.
No, just drink.
Perfect.
That's right.
Perfect.
Take care, Sam. Good seeing you.
All right, guys. Great to see you.
Thanks, Sam.
Bye.
Bye.
Go Thunder, right?
Yeah, Sam Anderson. Yes. So happy to talk to Sam. Love Sam, man.
Yeah.
Great guy. MSS, you want to sell some cars for us?
Let's do some shit.
Pedal to the floor, feeling the rush, driving a Mazda in the month of
June.
May, rolling through the streets, so much fun. Mazda of Orland Park, where dreams come true. Windows down, wind in my hair, cruising with style, not a single care. The music blasting, we're on our way. Mazda of Orland Park, let's seize the day. Zooming through May with Mazda we play, feeling the power, we're here to stay. Mazda of Orland Park, the place to be. Come and join the fun, come and set yourself free. Come and join the fun.
I like
The June thing caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what was that?
Listen, trust me. I'm like, I need to make sure that I put like, something that just does not sound anything like that. To be like, June. Because it said May last year. So now he said June this year. But yeah. And then also there's there's like 12 seconds at the end that are just instrumental, and then the little bit of guitar, and then there's like, come join the fun. You know, so yeah, I'm like, I gotta keep it.
I love it. It was great to talk to Sam. And Sam gave us a little extra time, low key, if you're not watching NBA Finals right now, because OKC's up 11 at the end. Towards the end of the third.
Like,
he was okay. He probably was watching it maybe over the computer or whatever, but it's good.
Yeah.
Good. Sam's a good guy. Like meeting him was a lot of fun, and hanging out with him in the section was a lot of fun, just to like learn a lot about this stuff. And the book's great. So.
And he's a creative, and like I just watched the Pee Wee Herman documentary, and like the 2 episodes that he did, and it's just watch like a true artist. Like, I mean, a writer's an artist. Yeah, and like living with these people and being able to do this, and him saying, you know, these guys are like, if you're a reporter covering the team, and the team is busting your balls and is like, it's awesome that we made you come to Detroit, you know, to watch this happen. Like, that means you're doing your job. Like, you have gotten in, and those guys are going to tell you something, unless they're Andrew Vaughn, because he's a grumpy asshole. So, yeah.
I thought that he thought he was the embodiment. I was like, man, he hit the nail on the head with this.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's get back to a little more White Sox talk. Let's finish off the White Sox talk here very quickly. We got an update. We mentioned it during the interview because Sam was asking about the prospects. The White Sox got back for Garrett Crochet, and he got a chance to meet Garrett last year during that 2024 season. Chris Cotillo from he's a Boston reporter, said Kyle Teal expected to be called up by the White Sox. And that's supposed to happen tomorrow, MySoxSummer. So question for you, what are your thoughts first? And who's getting sent down?
I can probably guarantee I know the guy that's getting sent down. And I feel like it's going to be Corey Lee. I think Corey Lee is going to get cucked because I think they like Carroll they like Carroll. So I think he's going to stay up there. And it's going to be hard because Corey Lee has been kind of playing okay. So we'll see. But this is awesome. I mean, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Like if the guys perform in the minors and they look good and they're not learning anything now anymore, right? You need to bring them up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason not to bring them up. Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't have to, you can send them down if they don't perform the way they're supposed to, right?
Exactly.
But damn it. Give them a shot. Give them a shot of what they're supposed to be doing. So yeah, I mean, I love that a trade seemed to have worked out. And these guys have, it's happening quicker than maybe we thought it was going to happen. So that's good.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how his skills that have been purported translate to the major league game. And I'll use Edgar Carroll as an example. Edgar Carroll, we heard things about Edgar Carroll. The things to me that are showing through in Edgar Carroll's profile are he does have pretty decent on-base skills. I think his on-base is still floating in the 340 range or something like that.
Okay.
However, his moderate power has not shown up. He has not shown that he's hitting the ball hard. He doesn't have extra base hits, no home runs, none of that shit. On defense, it seems like the pitchers are getting more comfortable with him. His throwing has been good, and it's been more about accuracy. It's not like he has a huge cannon. He doesn't have a great pop time necessarily. It's a little closer to average. However, the framing has not been very good. And we kind of had heard that the framing wasn't quite there yet, and it hasn't been that good since he's been up there. So you're starting to see, these guys need some more time. They need a little time to learn. But when I was thinking about, who do they demote, someone had mentioned, I wonder if they'll just flip Carroll and Teal and send Carroll back to AAA and have Teal up here. But and that kind of makes sense from the standpoint of, play the guys full-time, right? So they're both getting their normal full-time. However, they're going to have to coexist at some point. And I wonder how valuable it is to just have Carroll and Teal together up here with Walker McKinven, who's supposed to be the catcher whisperer, and then Drew Butera, who's the actual, the catching coordinator. Have them all here learning the shit together and make sure that they got all their shit down. And then even though they're not going to be, either of them would be catching every day per se, it'd be like a timeshare. You would at least have control of the entire process there. So I had thought maybe along the lines you're saying, Corey Lee probably goes down there,
Yeah.
Another thought I had is that maybe they would try to carry 3 catchers and they would just send Elko back down. And I know they've been working Teal out at first a little bit, but I don't know if he's seen any game action at first. I think this has just been practice reps
right
at first. And so that makes it you'd be back down to one first baseman again, which is Vargas, which is not a very comfortable position to be in, I don't think. What do you think? You think that's probably not likely or what?
No, I don't think so. I think they're going to stay within the catcher, and because if you look at Teal's, and which I am right now, his baseball reference, I mean, they just have him listed as catcher, right fielder, and left fielder. They don't even put first base on there. And I don't want to play in first base. He should be a catcher. Let him be a catcher. Whatever he's doing right now, he has 8 home runs and 30 RBIs right now. Okay.
Yep.
That's great. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Let him be a catcher. Come up. We'll send Corey Lee down. That's okay. He can come back.
And his game play, it looks like he's played 50 games, and he's got 33 games at catcher at AAA and 17 at DH. So he's literally just been a catcher and a DH. So it'd be kind of what you might be seeing up here.
Which we would need, right?
Which we need. Yeah, absolutely. No, there's no question about that.
Because Elko and Vargas go off on, first, that's fine. And then, Elko can DH too. And let's not worry about this. Let's just let him be catcher.
One last thought on this part is that And I was going to bring this up. HBIC says Palacios DFA.
Oh,
that is
that
is a possibility because here's why. The White Sox 40 man is at 40 and Kyle Teel is not on the 40 man yet. So he would need to be added, which means someone would have to be removed. Now, I don't know if there's anyone. I have to take a quick look and see if because I don't know if Miguel Castro can be is like still not on the 60 day. Right. And I think he might not be, let's see, or maybe if they cut him out right. I have to check here real quick. No, he is transferred to the 60-day IL, so never mind. So it can't
Jesus
be him.
Christ,
so you kind of got to move. You got to move someone off the 40 man to get this done. Now it doesn't mean they can't move a guy kind of at the very bottom of the 40 man and just throw a guy a reliever or something like that off of here, until Gus Farland or someone to kick rocks, like or Nick Nastrini to kick rocks. But it is possible that they rid themselves of an outfielder. One thought I had. I wonder if they have a trade in the hopper. And I'm seeing in the comments right now, Jackie Trion says trade of Robert and
maybe.
Robert, it could be. I mean, as much as there were things floated out there that, they want to hold on to Mike Tauchman. To me, Mike Tauchman feels like the number one trade target, like right now, because he's cheap and you can kind of get him quickly. I mean, maybe he's on the move. You don't know who might be on the move with the White Sox right now. And so it's possible that there's a trade incoming. And so I'm unclear as to who's going to show up here. But I know one thing for certain, MySoxSummer. If Kyle Teel hits anything with the White Sox like he's been hitting in AAA, that is fucking good for my goddamn steak dinner bet.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And that's what I'm focused on right now. We got to get over 49.5 wins, and we got to get over 555.5 runs.
Do you think Chase coming in and laying the flooring for him to come in, just be like, listen, Chase has come in and he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's hitting the ball, he's getting on base, he's stealing bases, he's making mistakes, but he's young.
Yeah.
Does that's gotta hype, Kyle up too? Dude, I gotta be just as good as my boy here because this is who we just brought in, and he's already set the stage that I need to perform right out the gate. Even if the ball bounces off my head, I need to put that shit to the side and still keep fucking slapping them singles, doubles, whatever, so maybe get picked off a little less than Chase Minor, but other than that, it's okay. But yeah,
I'm glad you brought him up, MSS. This is a great point here because, a couple things here. One, you're right. And I hope that these guys are motivated like that because you see your boy doing well and you're like, well, I don't want to be the one lagging. I want to help out too. I want to be, I want to be a big swinging dick like that dude. I want to get my shit done. And MySox been playing so well, coming off a great series with the Tigers, they could not get him fucking out. No. And today they didn't get him out once. He got on base 5 fucking times, and it was just tough on him. And what I like right now with Mydroth is he is making some mistakes. But the nice thing about when he makes a mistake, he shakes it off like a motherfucker. That shit, it's like that shit never happened, and he gets right back to business. And I like how healthy the Sox fan base too is absorbing his mistakes. We have a quick laugh about it, and then we're like, all right, he's still our guy. Let's go, Chase, and do your thing. And he has been doing it. He's performing tremendously well. I wish they would I would love them to get a real shortstop and let him play second because he's very extended playing shortstop. It's hard work for him at his size and range and everything to do it. He's still doing a good job. Don't get me wrong. He's doing a good job at short, but I'm glad you brought up Mydroth because he's playing so well right now.
2 overperforming shortstops in a row. Timmy Anderson, now Chase Mydroth. I mean, Chase, just don't start cheating on your wife, okay? Don't have babies out of wedlock. All right, just please keep it in your pants because apparently that just kills everything that you got going on the field.
That ain't none of my business. Jerry O'Sullivan says, when Elko hit the walk-off single, Mydroth's the first to smack him in the ass. Yeah, I love that. Sure. That's great, man. That's great. These younger guys are really coming together. And I think I wonder how much of it too is Getz and Venable and these guys who see that and they're like, let's get them all here together. And even if let's say they're not per se ready, or we're not playing the service time game absolutely perfectly. Fuck it. Let's have them here together and have them see what they can do with each other, even if we're not ready for prime time with this group. And I like that approach. I hope that's what they're doing.
I did see or heard when Kyle Teel got minor league player of the week or something, or conference player, whatever. Yeah. And they said, well, who do you credit, your success to or whatever? And he credited Tim Elko and said he was such a leader and a captain in the clubhouse, and he leads by example and blah, blah, blah. And the way Kyle said it, it was like he was going for Miss Universe or something. It was his words were all fucked up, and I was like, I like this guy. I like this guy too because he can't form sentences like myself. He's probably not drinking whiskey.
Not during the game. I hope.
But, yeah. So
maybe after
yeah,
the game
no,
you could do it.
I was digging that shit, like, because it's, I don't know. Listen, we haven't had a lot to be happy about, and like it seems like things are coming up White Sox right now, and White Sox fan, it's great, it's good. It's good right now.
Well, we do have things going on. Let me get to a couple of comments here. John Carney says, Andrew Vaughn, you can't get picked off first base. If you can't get picked off, you never get on base. That's true. And Sharon's ex-husband, Chris, Tim Anderson, strong comer, but terrible exit velocity. JT says, Project Birmingham, now Project Chicago. I was kind of looking at it like, kind of is. They're kind of looking at it. And then you still have Brooks Baldwin, who probably gets a promotion at some point. I saw they're playing Brooks Baldwin in center field a lot in MSS. I don't know if they're like just prepping for when Luis is gone and saying, all right, Brooks, we're going to run you for the rest of the year and see what you can do out there. I'd be fine with it. The guy's got a lot of speed. I don't know if he can actually play center field, but I know he runs fast. So that's at least one part of the thing there. So could be.
I don't know if he can play there, but he's fast.
He's fast. That's one part of it, right? It's at least one. You should
Can't
be
grow a
fast
mustache, but he can definitely chase down a ball that gets over his head. So that's good. That's a good thing.
All right. One last White Sox thing I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
And MSS, you said you hadn't heard the interview yet, but Spiegel and Holmes, even though Lawrence Holmes has me blocked, I still did go listen to the interview because I heard Matt Spiegel did a good job. My guy Alex Rude said, just listen to it. It's mostly Spiegel. You don't have to worry about listening to Lawrence. And I did listen to it. They interviewed Brian Bannister.
Okay.
And I put a tweet out this morning because Bannister did reveal some stuff about how he believes things are going on within the organization. And I put out a tweet earlier today, and I was just kind of like, maybe I'm the asshole, but I kind of thought this was the stuff that was going on, and like, good on them. But if it's reassuring for you to hear it from Bannister's lips, that's good. Like, great. But I kind of like felt they brought in this guy and they brought in the Ryan Fuller guy, and I felt like there would be some synergies and they would be getting the data going together. Couple things from the discussion. He discussed putting Grant Taylor to the bullpen. When the White Sox took a potential top 100 prospect pitcher guy and threw him in the bullpen, all the prospect hound guys went berserk because it's like, well, that's not what you traditionally do. Traditionally, you try to push a pitcher to be a starter as long as fucking possible. Yeah. And then when you've exhausted all possibilities, then that's when you put him in reliever. And the White Sox went for this a lot faster. And the way Bannister explained it was they used biomechanics, whatever that is. But I believe that is the study of the way the body works and this particular person's body works. And they said that Grant Taylor's body, the way it works, is a lot more like the top closers or the starters that it's like. And they named one of the starters, Tyler Glasnow, is guys that, yes, they have some good performances, but they get hurt a lot because starting is a little bit of a strain on them. And they said he's been injured a little bit, and that this is the most effective way they think to bring it up. And I've long thought that the adage that you just put a guy out there as a starter forever until he fails his balls off is probably not that smart. In general, yes, that's okay. But you should be giving up on it way faster and making him a reliever, because there's this thought process, MySoxSummer. It's called There Is No Such Thing as a Pitching Prospect. And it was by Gary Huckabee. And the thesis behind it is pitchers fucking break. So let's use them before they get all fucking broken up. And so I really love the approach. I was happy to hear that from Bannister. And I just kind of felt like, okay, they're doing this with a smart mind going in. This isn't just a quick fix bullshit old White Sox version of this. And I was very happy to hear that.
Well, that's good.
Right. I mean, it's felt thoughtful,
Okay. Did they expunge or expound on the crappy bullpen? Was that brought up and they talk about that or no?
He did bring it up actually, and you could tell he was cognizant of it. And he said, that they're not. One, he said they're not getting the results that they want. He said, however, which that's a no-brainer, right? He said, however, there are guys still coming up in the organization and people outside the organization that we're watching that we think will become part of this bullpen at some point. So he made it sound to me like this is we're going to churn and burn until we get this right. But we know right now this thing is not fucking working right. And now we're on year 2. So at least he was very self-aware of that and understanding of that case, even though I prefer some fixes instead of self-awareness. How about you, MSS?
Yes. I mean, I'm going to agree with that. And you say year 2, and we're on year 2 waiting for Brian Bannister to be gracing us with his presence on this podcast. I was just
That's true.
minutely upset with a show that criticizes the White Sox at every fucking turn and makes every cheap lame ass joke, and yet they get the access that, you know, guys that, you know, maybe take a fresh look at something and don't necessarily point out all the wrongs and try to get the eyes, don't give them the access to the Brian Bannister, you know, like I got good questions for him. Okay. Like, you know, your dad had like a fucking 80 grade name and you have like a 40 grade name. What the fuck, dude? Like
everything changing it.
Are you upset about this? Like, why did your dad do you like this? You know, like I have some good shit, but yeah, no, I'm glad that he addressed that. Was there anything else in the interview that like would maybe get me excited and shoot less than ropes?
Well, to dovetail off of that with the pitcher, he said, you know, the current minor leagues is not set up in the best way to develop talent. And so that's why he said they took Colson Montgomery offline. They took Harry Uriarte offline. They took Hagen Smith offline. And they said, if they see something, instead of letting a guy struggle through an entire season, let's pull them offline right now, take them for a week or two, help them fix it, show them the data. And he was mentioning they have quite a lab basically in Arizona that they can use all this stuff. That's why they ship the guys out there, because that's where they have all the tech and everything that they can use. And he goes, why not fix it right there? He goes, we're trying to be proactive and nip it in the bud immediately. I love that approach. And that's not something we're used to seeing. I just wonder if we are White Sox fans, and I hate to say this about our fellow White Sox fans, but were we dumbed down by the Williams and Hahn era so we don't know these types of things are like proactive and possible, and we're just like immediately complaining when something isn't the normal way it went before? Because the normal way it went before sucked, and other teams are getting way ahead. We're getting way ahead of us, weren't they?
So like, is this like natural practice within the MLB? Like, do they do this like when they're minor kids? Like, do they just send them to Arizona, or is this something forward thinking? See, that's what I would.
Good question. I don't know.
I don't know either, because
I'm a dumb White Sox fan who's been watching Hahn and Williams program for.
I mean, I just don't. I think this is probably like, it seems very, very forward thinking. Okay,
it seems
like,
forward thinking, right?
Especially for like baseball. It's like ball stick, you hit it. Don't worry about it. Like, you got to do it 100 times. That's what I tell kids every Thursday at practice. Don't worry that you missed the 5 pitches I just threw. Major league players miss 5 pitches all the fucking time. Like, I don't say fucking, I say effing. But it's like, I don't know if that's like, it seems like that's forward thinking. So I'm thinking it's new, and I'm glad that they're embracing that. And they're just like, they're right. Because, like, first of all, what is like, you know, a Colson Montgomery, like, if he's gone, like, are they selling less tickets? Fuck no. Because people are still going to that game anyway. They don't give two shits about who's on the thing. The only way that it would be like impact sales is of like, you had Michael Jordan when he was with the Barons, and you're like, oh, we got to send him to Arizona to work on his bunt, you know, and like, so like, we're not going to sell any tickets because Jordan's not here. But like, other than that, like, I don't do minor league players like sell tickets? I don't think they do. Like, people are just going to, like,
if they sell tickets, like they're either like a super prospect, or they're a guy that's been at that level so long he's gotten attached to the fans there, and he's nothing. He won't be on your team.
Or a rehab one, you know.
Or rehab,
just like,
exactly.
you like. Yeah, no, send them to fucking Arizona, man, and especially like if it's like if it's like fun, because then you can take them out in the desert and like, boop, boop, you know, it's real quick. Quick. You don't have to come back.
Yeah, Nicky Santoro will have the whole dog. All right, let's get to a couple comments here. JT says, so Coop will fix them. Fingers crossed isn't normal. It worked for a while, but I don't think it's that normal. Timothy Meyer says, we were dumbed down? Question mark. Yes. It's a fucking miracle any of us can put our shoes on.
I can't sometimes, to be honest.
And Alex Root says, other teams, when they do this, they phantom IL the guy. Okay. Yeah, you've seen a lot of that in the past. But we think about Phantom IL from the major league team, but I assume that probably happens too in the minor leagues the same way. And then he says he loves the transparency. I do too. I like that they're just saying, look, this guy's fucked up. You guys can see it. He ain't playing good. Let's pull him out of there. Right. Let's get them down there and fix him. So that's kind of what I gleaned from it, but it was you could already see that. It's nice to hear it reinforced, but I think we were already seeing it. If you're like someone paying real close attention to this shit, as long as you don't fall back on this is how you should think about baseball, and if you're open-minded to this stuff, to you it's going to look like you said, MSS. It looks progressive. It looks forward-thinking to us. So just to put a bow on the whole White Sox segment here, and we'll get on to some other shit that we've been planning to do. I'm going to tell you something, MySoxSummer.
Tell me.
When this fucking team is good again, we are going to be the most unsufferable piece of shit fan base that there ever was. And it's going to be so beautiful. And we're going to be out of control. We're going to be screaming at people in person, on Twitter, everywhere else.
Yeah.
With the bullshit that we have gone through. And so I just can't wait. And I see people saying, oh, well, Jerry's not going to be the White Sox will be good. Well, Jerry is still overseeing this. All right. They're starting to come out of the muck a little bit. And even when we get decent, when the White Sox are an 83-win team, we are going to be the biggest piece of shit assholes out there on earth. And I can't wait for it, bro.
Now, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Like, especially like guys like us that have stuck around and we went through the muck and we're looking at the brighter side and we haven't been deterred by like bullshit things like a new announcer, a new play-by-play guy.
Just took it in stride. That's
so right. Are we going to name names when it comes out? Like when people try to jump back on the fucking wagon and say, yeah, I've been here for the whole fight. Are we going at those people really hard?
Probably.
And saying, go fuck yourself.
I'm going to say probably. And I put a tweet out a couple years ago and I said, the real White Sox Twitter Civil War has never happened.
Yeah.
That's when it will happen, my Sox.
Right.
When the White Sox get good and everyone who tried to come for the content gold rush tries to sneak back in, we're not allowing them on.
We're bringing
the motherfuckers that suffered through this shit that are dying out here with the people that Alex Root's sitting with us, fucking 6 people in the section when the White Sox are horrible like that.
Yes.
Those people, they're with it. People in the comments right now, you people have been suffering through this bullshit. I don't want the people who tried to get famous during the last time the White Sox were good, and then you haven't seen them since. They ain't back, right? Yeah, exactly. HBIC says White Sox team.
You said it.
I mean, what? Yeah, but we're in control.
Says yes. Fake fans.
But we're in control of this list. All right, White Sox Day. I love White Sox Day, but he's not. We're in control of this list. The 108ers are in control of this shit.
Also,
we'll let you know who can come back. All right.
Sox Insane is going to be our right-hand man involved in a lot of this stuff because I know this guy.
He should be in control, and we'll back him up. He'll take all the heat though. He loves it. No one loves it more than him. So yeah, we'll let him have it. So
no good shit.
All right, MySoxSummer. Let's move on to some other stuff. You got something up your sleeve, bro?
I do have something up my sleeve, and I want to make an announcement. And it's starting tomorrow that we have something new. We are starting the 108 Bachelorette. Now, our friend Shannon Shenanigans, you might remember from the 108 tourney. She is looking for love, and we said, you know what? We're going to help her out. We're going to help her find somebody that maybe she can fall in love with or maybe just hang out with, for a little while, whatever. I noticed her tweets. I got a whole blog coming tomorrow. It's going to be really detailed. So if you're drunk right now, you don't have to worry about it. I'll talk about it all in the blog. But like, she's struggling out there in the dating scene. MySoxSummer. I fancy myself a relationship coach, relationship expert.
Yep.
I help Barstool Chief, who's in a great relationship now and is in love. I help Shane Reardon, who is in love. He's jobless, but he's in love. He's that's
well, you are not a career coach. You're a love coach.
I'm not a career guy. I don't even have a job.
So it's not really your specialty. So.
As Slim Nick likes to point out. So starting tomorrow, we are going to take video submissions for all the single men from White Sox Twitter. Okay, not just 108 fans, White Sox Twitter in general.
Yep.
So women that follow the 108. All 17 of you. No, I'm kidding. Please share with your single male friends who are like, I don't know where there's a good girl, a nice girl, that we have a good girl. Now, Shannon is very busy. She has a lot going on in her life, which is good.
Yeah.
And she explains that. But I wanted to play a little thing because we want to introduce her to everybody, and especially guys that may want to like go get a date with Shannon. Let's learn a little bit more about Shannon, and then we have a little video for you.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I hope that was obvious. I'm really excited. I'm also a little bit nervous for all of this. Could be really awful and nobody's interested, or really great and I meet the love of my life. I am sorry I can't be live on the show. This is a recording. No, I will not be sharing how many takes it took to do this. I am busy, but in a good way. I get to do a lot of things that bring me joy. If you follow me, you probably know 2 of those things are dancing and lacrosse. I will be doing them as long as my body lets me, and probably beyond that. I currently work as an intel analyst. No, I'm not a spy, and no, I could not tell you if I was. World events and politics obviously therefore do play a pretty large role in my life naturally, but I've also moved towards this career since I was younger with this kind of desire to leave a positive impact on the world. And while that's a lot easier said when you're 15 years old, I do still try and live with the intent of leaving some kind of positive legacy behind. I also stream on Twitch. I play a variety of video games. No, not Fortnite. I do also enjoy going out though. I love bar trivia nights with my friends, comedy, performance type shows, and I am really excited for all of the street fests that occur in Chicago in the summer. I also have a cat named Lawrence. You can see that I had to move the cat tree during this because he was messing with my blinds. He's a pain in my ass, but I love him, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Obviously, I am single. That's why we're here. Haven't quite found what I'm looking for yet, but you never know. White Sox Twitter has pulled together some great couples before. I am looking for someone that, in the least cliche way possible, adds to my life, not necessarily like completes me. If that makes sense, because I feel complete on my own, so I'd like someone else to also be in a good space themselves. There's really two main simple requirements. I'm open to younger, older, that doesn't really matter, but probably still staying around the age range of like 25 to 32-ish, saying ish because it's flexible, and going to be looking for someone that lives in the city. I live in the city, so that kind of explains itself. Some more general things I think of when I think of the ideal partner is being active and outdoorsy. I do like backcountry camping, long ass hikes, at least be willing maybe to do that kind of stuff. I'm obviously an active person. I do go to the gym. Not sure I would say I enjoy going to the gym, but I do it, and I think I've purposefully made a balance of being able to stay active and also, you know, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beers on occasion, a box of donuts every once in a while. So someone else that also is able to have fun but takes care of themselves. I also listen to music a lot while I'm working, while I'm driving. It would be nice to have someone that's willing to go to shows and events. Obviously, sporting events, I think, as well. I think that one kind of self-explanatory. I do like sports. So, yeah. Some quick answers to end this off. Here we go. I'm looking for honesty, empathy, intelligence, communication, being an adult, bad sense of style, hearing someone chewing, poor posture, especially when walking. I don't know how else to explain that. I would be Ciri in The Witcher. The Witcher is probably my favorite video game of all time, is Paul Konerko. Just love that era. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about myself. I look forward to seeing submissions if there are any, and hopefully getting to talk to people outside of a recorded video. So thank you for having me, and be yourself. That's all I got. Thank you.
I love that. Like, honestly, because now I'll peel back the curtain a little bit. Like, I definitely reached out to her and said, hey, this is our idea. Like, because she posted a bunch of tweets where she was talking about like how she had her mom trying to be a wing woman for her at a bar. She didn't remember how to flirt and all this stuff. And I think I can't remember who said it. Jackie Treehorn says she's too attractive to need the 108 to find her a suitor.
When you brought this up, that's what we were saying. You were
agree.
saying this too. It's like, I don't know. She seems too good looking to need this, but let's try it anyway.
I'm gonna throw this at her, and she's got a great sense of humor, which is just something that you just can't find. And she's sat with us before, and I remember having a conversation with her, and I was high as fuck. But she was just like, I was like, this girl is so cool and so nice, and I don't understand why nobody's taking up her on her offers here, because she's actively trying to find somebody, or at least hang out with some people and do some shit. Like, I'm not saying she's looking for strange. She's just trying to find somebody who wants to hang out.
Wants to meet someone cool. Exactly.
So we're like, hey, you want to try this? And she's like, you know what? It took her a while to respond. It wasn't like right off the bat. She like had to think it through, which I appreciate. Yeah. And she goes, you know what? Sounds good. So then she sent me back some dates and we're like, okay, here's what we got to do. So we got it all kind of mapped out. We're going to open submissions of videos for tomorrow. You're going to have to email us at our Gmail. So you fucking send a video of like, talk about yourself. It's going to be in the blog. Okay. Yep. And if you're struggling on like, what questions should I answer? What should I say? Okay. Use ChatGPT. Like that's what my wife does. You just go to ChatGPT to say, like, what should I tell a potential suitor about myself that make them like me? And then you just read off those things. Okay. So we're going to open those up tomorrow on 6/17, which is 11 days after we open the submissions. We are shutting down submissions. Okay. At that point, Shannon will be privy to all the submissions and she can listen and watch all the submissions and see what happens. And she will make her picks on who she wants. Now, if you commit to this contest, 6:20, you be ready to get the call. Hey, you need to show up at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp on Canal Street, and you're going to have a first date. There's going to be multiple. There could be 2. There could be 7. Who knows how many dates are coming through? Right. We don't know. We can be there as long as it needs to be because there's no Sox game, at least in Chicago that night. So we will hang out and we will sit there at the Lawrence's patio. You guys can come meet Shannon, talk to Shannon if she likes you or likes your video, and you can eat some shrimp. You can have a good time. After that, the first date at Lawrence's, there will be a 6/24. There will be the final dates. The people that she picks from the first dates on 6/24, she will take them to Cork. And then we'll see who she likes out of the Cork. And potentially they can celebrate their love at the White Sox game or however they want to do. We can take them out there. And then we'll have Shannon on the podcast after that, after her schedule calms down. And she can talk about the experience of what she's had. And if things worked out well, or if they were totally fucking horrible and she just yells at us. Like in content creation in this stuff, like even when it goes bad, it's still good. So, it's just, we'll get
so the silver lining is if you're watching this podcast and you watch that video and you think Shannon's cool and you're interested, there's going to be a blog post tomorrow. And you could submit a video to our email to get a chance to meet her, to get a chance to be one of the people that she dates in this process. And so that's the important thing. We got to get that out to you guys. And we'll be pushing this on Twitter. You'll see us everywhere talking about this because we want to make sure we expose everyone to it.
Yes. There will be a blog too. That is much more detailed and says some things, listen, I've had a little bit of Willet tonight. Okay. So I'm a little drunk, but I feel like I've gotten the main points out.
You got it out. No,
and we've listened to Shannon say what she likes and everything. We're just, listen, people have always said to us, oh, you guys should try to hook up singles. We should have a White Sox Twitter single night. We're doing it. Okay. But it's just a Bachelorette. We just have one girl that's willing to like take a risk on some of you dudes. So please, keep your dick in your pants and fucking make a good video and try to impress her. Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Let me get to a couple comments. Timothy Maher says, quote, hey, do you want these 3 drunks to play matchmaker between you and all the anonymous strangers on White Sox Twitter? And she had to think about that.
Now, Timothy, I'll tell you this. I as a father, and Loaf too, Loaf's got 1, I got 2 daughters. Like I'm like, okay, we're definitely gonna be at the locations when all this is going down. This is
gonna
not
be
like,
safe. We will be there.
Like, hey, you guys just fucking show up over there at Lawrence's and get slammed and see what happens. No, we're gonna be around, and we're definitely gonna make sure that like we're weeding out all the shit that she doesn't need to see any of this bullshit, which she's probably already seen anyway, because we've seen people share their fucking DMs out there, and
think about it this way: it's like when Michael Corleone went out with Apollonia in The Godfather, and all the old ladies were with. We're the old ladies. We'll be right there for the date. We'll be right there. We'll be hanging out right there. So it's important to know. So,
don't you hurt our Shannon. All right, take it easy.
JT says 108 chaperone. Correct. That's how we're gonna play this. So that's the 108 chaperone. Maybe we'll get shirts made. 108 chaperone. So if you guys and they don't necessarily have to be on Sox Twitter. They can just be on regular Twitter, and they maybe they're looking for a date. So hit this up with your friends out there, like single men friends. Tell them, hey, there's a girl that's looking for some guys, and she's really cool. So you should probably check it out. K-Dog in the comments says, can I come watch? No, you can submit a video. You won't get paid. You can submit a video.
Sorry.
I think she has better taste than you. So
they might actually work out pretty well. I mean, I don't know. I know both of them. Yeah, I don't know how many.
You know what though? I like K-Dog a lot. That doesn't bode well for women liking him a lot. That's just my
true.
thought on that, you know, like this.
That's true.
I could be wrong. All right, MSS, you want to move on to some just whatever we got laying around? So if you're still here in the comments, you can put a $5 super chat if you want us to hit something. We'll hit it. Otherwise, we have some shit and we're just going to go. We're almost to the 2-hour mark, but I told MSS today, 2.5, 3 hours. If we go, we go. And we're going to treat this like a radio show. So let's fucking move.
I'm going to go with my most important one first, okay? Longtime friend of the 108 and longtime supporter of the 108, Mailman Jack, created and then deleted a pic of adding Aloha Mr. Han and Brewhan Luke on the 108 bobblehead. Yeah. Made me think I need to ask Loaf, who would be the first up to be added beyond the original 3 on the 108 bobblehead? Who would be your pick to put? Man. Who would be number 4?
That's super tough, right? Because tough. You think about Luke had a lot of great contributions to the 108 tourney, and especially when the 108 tourney was at its hottest, he was usually helping me make the field. So like that was pretty interesting. Mr. Han introduced us to Brooks Boyer, and so we brought that up on the stretch when we recently did that show. But Wally Money is kind of like the party guy as well. Like he's more known, I think, to the random person. Like he's a recognizable face in the 108. Yep. And so it's pretty tough. I mean, I probably would say Wally just from the partying and the looking, but I think contribution wise, it's the other guys gave great contributions to everything we've done so far.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard call. You just don't know who you would pick. Like it's hard. Yeah,
it's tough if you're going to add a 4. The thing is though, we're doing a lot of work, and they're just our friends that hang out in the section. So there are levels to the 108 experience.
They're the ones that kind of benefit from all our hard work.
Correct. Yeah. They do get some benefit.
That's why we're on the bobblehead and they're not, because we did the hard work. I think
we did all the hard work. That's correct.
So
a lot of people saying Wally, and Jerry Sullivan says Wally Money's man of the people. He is a man of the people as long as you don't have to hang out with him. He's had too many.
So C McD also said wives bobbleheads, and that's good. The wives, Jackie Treehorn said Quernsey. But I did like the wives bobblehead things. But listen, if we make the 108 wives bobblehead, it's fucking in the hot tub, baby. Like it's not
no question.
It's top heavy bobblehead season when the wives bobblehead goes down. Yeah, no like you're like, listen, it's better looking that way than it is us in the hot tub. So let's do them in the hot tub.
Yes.
All right, Loaf, what do you got for us? And actually, Loaf, should we try something?
Yeah.
You want me to try it?
You want to do it? Yeah, throw it out.
Want to try it? All right, I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and then I'm going to start it. We've had this idea that we want to put some backup music in while we're talking.
Yeah.
Move a little bit.
A little bit.
We're like, bring me a question.
I got it for you, MySoxSummer. So I put this out on Twitter the other day, and I want to quiz you on this and see what you think. I put my list of my favorite days or nights to catch a game at White Sox Park. I guess it's a lot of times it's nights. And my rating list was number 1, Friday, number 2, Saturday, number 3, Thursday, number 4, $5 Tuesday, number 5, Sunday, number 6, Monday, and number 7, Wednesday. MySoxSummer, how would you rate days at the ballpark?
Okay, so here's your 1 and 2 definitely 100% right on. All right, so Friday and Saturday are definitely number 1. Put that back up because that was good.
Yeah, I got you, baby.
Here's there's Little Friday, Thursday at 3, not bad either. Okay, especially if it's the start of a series. So sometimes they start a series on a Thursday. Yes. So it's a 4-game series, and they start.
Those
Thursday.
Are the best.
Those are fucking awesome.
Like a Thursday night series start is great. I agree.
Now here's where I don't necessarily know. Like Sundays are still good, but they're and Wednesday is probably less. I think you're 5 and 6 Sunday and Monday. Sometimes a Monday could go above that Sunday, especially if the Sox have been on a road trip and they're just coming back, and they're coming back in, and they're coming off of like some wins or something. So that Monday, that first Monday back, you're like, I need to get the fuck out the house.
They've been gone for 10. They've been gone 10 games. Yeah, and it's like this their first game back, and it's a Monday night. Yeah, that's
the weather's fun, great. Yeah, you know, it's summer. So yeah, no, I think you know what? No notes. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let this I'm just gonna let it lie. Okay. Definitely Wednesday, worst fucking day.
It's the worst
fucking day.
Agreed. Fuck hump day, man. Hump day sucks. MySoxSummer is back in your pocket pile right
so
here. Let's go.
I will okay. So the Knicks during the playoffs had celebs sitting courtside, and like there was a big discussion on the Howard Stern show on where these celebs were placed. Some of them were placed under the basket, some are at mid-court, some are in suites. Okay, so I thought for White Sox Twitter celebrities, who would be like the top, let's just say top 5 White Sox Twitter celebrities that would be courtside for like any playoff game for us. Like 5, let's name 5.
All right, so I mean, Gabriel Bearstown, number 1.
All right,
you got to have him as a personality right down courtside. His antics are wild. He's going to be doing his thing the whole time for sure. He's got to be down. Number 2, I guess you need probably someone. I want someone pretty. I'll put you number 2. I'll put you. You got to be down there too. You can be number 2. You got to be close to the field there. Number 3.
Should it just be us as number 2?
Oh, us as a group could be number 2?
Yeah, we're probably
that works too. Yeah,
because I don't think you can just invite, unlike New York Times articles, I don't think you can just invite one person, to sit courtside. You'd be like, I have to invite all 3 108ers.
Oh, got it.
Sounds
so
good.
We, group projects a little bit.
Yeah,
kind of like that shit. Okay. Oh man, number 3, that's tough. We need some females down there. We gotta get some women down on there. I mean, let's go. Let's go. Missy, Maddie, Alexis is number 3. As a group down there.
I think that's a good call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, we need some wild cards. We need maybe the 11th Ward boys. Give me the 11th Ward boys courtside. You guys don't know their faces, but they do got the jerseys with the real names on there. So there's some wild.
Oh man,
some wild responses.
White Sox Barber showed up at our opening day eve.
He was there. I got a picture with him.
Yeah, we were standing out there, and I go, I think that's White Sox Barber. We haven't seen him in like 3 years.
He could have been lying. White Sox Barber told me, he goes, I love you guys. He goes, I don't know shit about Sox Machine. I was like, oh. He's like, well, I'm supposed to be here for them. Sorry. We need a 5. We need a 5 here, right? A 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me think about this a little bit.
I mean, Ken WO is out, right? Yeah. Or is he that good? Because he has this 1,000 follower limit, right? Like he only follows
500.
500. Oh, 500.
500. Even worse. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I'm not sure it can be him. Jack Carter says the Pope. Do we want a real famous or put like an actual famous guy like Richard Roper? I would consider him basically a hero. He was on Future Sox podcast a long time ago.
There's a Richard like I see.
Billy Wire says like, Busby.
Oh man, rest in peace.
All right.
R.I.P. my friend. It's just crazy, like. Because I mean, I think we've nailed a lot, right?
Yeah,
like we're at 4, like including us as a thing. There's like a Matt Crawford make it. I think Matt Crawford makes it.
Like yeah,
he's like the Timothy Chalamet of White Sox Twitter, right? Like he's good looking, you know. He seems like a man about town, you know.
He is,
but still has a lot of cachet.
It's a different section, you know.
Yeah, Summer of George would be there too, but he's kind of like, you know, he's kind of taking a back seat.
He's out.
You know?
Yeah, no, he's
not right up in there anymore, you know. So, but I appreciate you humoring me with those responses. Well, I like the music. The music, like I like it.
It's playing, right? It's got the radio show feel for the back of this thing, right?
Yeah, we've talked about this. I used to listen to Scotty Farrell on Sirius, and he always had music going in the background, and they would talk the shit.
Jerry L. Sullivan says Joe Dove ever gets freed. Yes. Name is free Joe Dove. Yes. I'm glad people know about Joe Dove. I wore that shirt and I told Chorizy like no one's gonna know, and people have caught on to it.
I would love to see Cusack and White Sox Dave sit next to each other, and White Sox Dave would just argue with Cusack the entire night. And guess who's signing at a convention here coming up? Mike Squires. You know, like the guy that was part of that.
Dave should go there.
Signing at a card convention. Yeah. Both of those motherfuckers should go over there and talk.
He should get a picture with Squires and send it to Cusack.
And then send it to him, and he's like, "Fuck you, Cusack."
Just a reminder to all of you in the chat right now. $5 super chat. We'll answer any question. We have an unruly crowd out there, so feel free. $5 and we'll answer whatever the fuck.
Chorizy's not here, so he can't tell us we can't answer it. So give us $5 and we'll spill some beans.
We'll tell you whatever the fuck you want to hear. We're happy to do it. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
All right. I think it's time we get on with this because we were having a good discussion about this in the ballpark with Alex Rude. Our dear friend and guy who's the most famous guy in the 108, obviously, is Gabriel Bearstown.
Oh yeah,
he put out a couple tweets about his. He had the balls to put out tweets about who he's friends with and a friend ranking, fucking friend ranking. So let's pull up the females first. Gabriel Bearstown friend ranking. He's got number 1, Peyton, of course. Number 2, Liz. Number 3, Alexis. Number 4, Bonnie. I was a little surprised by that after what he said about Bonnie in the past. We're not gonna bring that back up. If you know, you know. Though, if you know, you know.
They've met at fences.
That meeting for the first time was something else. Too.
Oh my goodness.
Number 5,
he was
Tina.
looking at something.
He was locked in at a pair of somethings. Not gonna say what. Number 6, Candice, and number 7, Missy Carroll. MySoxSummer. What do you think of the female friend rankings? And are you shocked that Liz is not number 1?
No. Peyton is the OG, right? Like Peyton is the person that was the nicest to Gabriel for like the longest time. So yeah, like, and also there is a little bit within Gabe where he likes when people tell him to shut up, like as we'll learn later when we look at the male rankings. But Peyton will tell him when he's fucking out of pocket. I think that's what the kids say.
That's how they call it.
Yeah, so I would think that like Peyton is over Liz in that regard because I think Liz is still a little bit too nice to him. But yeah, the rest of them going down. I'm a little surprised that Dice is over Missy, but that's maybe because Missy is she takes little breaks from Twitter every once in a while, so maybe that's why she didn't get the sixth spot.
Yeah, it's funny. I assume Missy fell down the ranking because she has a boyfriend, but then like that's why I thought Peyton wouldn't be number 1.
Yeah,
like she's had a boyfriend for a long time. I'm sure
that's
that
true.
was not preferred by Gabriel. So that's why it kind of shocked me right there.
Yeah,
Alexis being up there nice and high. Yeah, I mean she's like the mayor, so that makes sense.
She is.
Bonnie has always, since their fallout, has been supportive of Gabriel.
Yes,
taking on the Bulls games,
the games. Yeah,
whatever. And say what you will about Bonnie, she's definitely her own person, but I always liked her. I've always gotten along with her. Even after the bot incident in the 108 tournament. all good for the BeefLoaf. So let's flip over to the male friends. This is where it gets kind of fun. His male friend got 15 ranked male friends. Now this is a re-ranking
because
is
the second one. Yes,
the initial ranking got paper ball thrown in the garbage.
I think it was 11 the first ranking, right?
Yeah. And MSS shocker. The Pacers came back and beat OKC 111-1. So our friend Sam Anderson is going to some shit
on our show again.
He's gonna think we jinxed them. When he got off the show, they were up 11 points, man. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
That's tough, man. So
he must have missed the threes because he said if they made 3 threes, it was like a fucking blowout. So, man.
I'm not going to read the whole list for the men. There's 15 spots. This is
you're number 1.
But I'm number 1, MySoxSummer. You're number 10.
Yeah.
Brewhand Luke is number 12. So that covers the normal kind of.
Chorizy is nowhere to be found.
No Chorizy. What do you think about our rankings first, and then delve into anyone else you're really interested in?
I'm okay with this because I mean, listen, my man Gabe is about like props, and if he can get props from somebody and somewhere and latch on to something to like make his star go higher, He's about it. So that's why you're number one. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right, because he likes as much clout as possible. He knows I'm a loudmouth that gets a lot of attention. And so anytime we're tangled together, yeah, that's always going to happen. And like, I've done a show too, MySoxSummer.
You have?
Gabe and I chopped it up for 90 minutes, and we're supposed to do it again this summer. He told me we're going to do another one on YouTube on his YouTube channel, and we're gonna do some shit. And I'm always down. Gabe needs me. I'm coming on. You know?
And like Kanye, like Gabriel has a plan. Like he knows what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'm gonna have you, I'm gonna have Peyton, I'm gonna have Liz, and I'm gonna have this. You know, he's in there.
He's got the date. He's like July 14th.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Bro. I just clicked.
Lock it up.
July 14th.
Yeah, he and I are gonna throw it out. We'll probably do 90 minutes again.
So here's where I get a little bit worried though.
Okay.
All right. Because I know why number 4 is there. Because 312 Sports Cards, that's Windy City Sports Cards, you know. Yeah. I know they send them free stuff. They made a card for them. So that's why they get the 4 ranking, right? Yep. Apparently, I need to give Gabriel some more free shit because that's why I'm at a number 10. I also was at a number 9 earlier, and then I went down to a 10 after Gordo and Bruhan Luke complained that they were not on the list. And then I got pushed down big time. But I don't know. I'm glad at least that I'm above the sports bums, all 17 of them at 11. You know, I'm glad I'm at least above them. So like I'm like higher up. But Praz being a 6 as a Cubs fan
is ridiculous. Right? It's ridiculous, right?
But they're shirtless.
Here's why I feel bad. I feel bad for you, MySoxSummer, because we're sitting with Gabriel every game. You know? How's he gonna root? I'm up there at the top, but you should be up there with me. Because we're enjoying every game together. We're hanging out all the time, man. I would think we're boys. How can you be behind some of these guys? How are you behind, like you mentioned, how are you behind Praz? How are you behind Gordo? He threatened Gordo when Gordo wanted him to shave his head, you know? I mean, in the comments, pull this comment up. Where the fuck is it? I lost it for a second there. Yeah, Sammy Davis says, does he threaten to kill Julian like 9 times a day? And Julian's ahead of you, okay? There's a guy number 9. I don't know who that is. When I clicked on it, I was like, I don't follow this guy. I don't know who it is.
I don't know who that is either.
I don't know. It's just someone that he's friends with. So I thought that was really weird. You know, Barry Baggino's number 2. I don't know how much they know each other, but Barry's
been hanging out for 2 days.
He's a really nice guy. I mean, like, no worries with that up there, you know. So I felt bad. The 2 guys I felt bad for, who are longtime Gabe guys, are Bruhan Luke at 12 and Alex Root at 13.
Okay.
How the hell are they going to be that low? That seems ridiculous to me. I think there's a lot of Johnny come latelys ahead of them right now, and they put in their time being friends with Gabriel. So
they have.
Gabriel says, Gordo got me 108 tickets. Don't be bought off so easily, Gabriel.
Be
true to your friends, bro.
Stuff.
Oh, one little ticket is enough. Guy. Come on now.
Gordo's a good guy.
Sarah Davis says, how's Billy Wires not on there? I don't know.
I think he was on the original one. And then he got taken off.
Because you can't search his app because he's done too much crazy shit. Like,
literally
like
not a friend anymore.
Shadow Man.
He's not a friend.
I think that's it for that group right there. We do have a super chat. You want to take a super chat?
Yeah, let's. I saw it. Sure.
Let's take it. Billy Wires says Gabriel Bearstown versus the White Sox Twitter trans community in a cage match. Who wins? Let's have a drink first. White Sox.
Cheers. Thank you, Billy Wires.
I'll be honest. The Raging Bear is just an unstoppable force. I mean, like, so I think he kind of wins versus a lot of stuff. Like, even Bearstown versus 108 is like, I think we win, but there's 3 of us. I mean, that's the only reason why they win. And White Sox Twitter trans community, I feel like there is not a lot of the trans community around that much anymore. I think they kind of went to Blue Sky or somewhere else.
Blue Sky.
You know? Or they're just moved on. They're not into the Sox. And the Sox ain't the hot girl. So it's quiet at Sox Twitter on some of these things. You know?
We did bring this up on the stretch, and we said that like a lot of the guys that were the agitators, like they grew up and they've moved on, and you know, and we're still here. We're still here. That's why we have a bobblehead. But like,
that's why we ain't going nowhere.
You know, I think people will. I feel like people are going to migrate out and then go into the sky, and then they're going to migrate back because they're going to be like, those guys are still here and they're still cool as fuck. and that's why the White Sox are honoring them on September 16th with their own bobblehead in the patios. And if you want to get a ticket, you just go to 108.ing/bobblehead and you can go right to the link and buy yourself a ticket. You better do that because they're going to sell out. And we need you to get on there and do that. So please go buy this bobblehead. Go get a ticket. Come hang out with us. It's as much about celebrating the community as it about celebrating us.
That's right. But it is celebrating us. So let's also.
But definitely still celebrating us.
Yeah.
Loaf, you ready for one that's going to be a hard one for you?
Hang on, we got another super chat. Let's hit the super chat first, and then I'll bounce back to you.
Oh yeah, he just threw this in there. I saw it.
Yeah, it was just like 60 seconds ago. Jared Sullivan says, "Does the 108 have a Reinsdorf-esque succession plan to keep the legacy going on in perpetuity?" MySoxSummer, what do you think here?
Man, you know what? That's a hard call because you would assume, right, that it just moves on to the children. And we only have females, but the female iteration of the 108 would be amazing. Okay,
I was gonna say we only have females, but there are exactly 3 of them.
Yeah,
they are smart as a motherfucker. They're smarter than this generation worth of it, and they got a lot of personality too. Like,
they do.
It would be possible, but I wouldn't see it because I think they would have different interests. I think they like being part of it. Where they're part of it, I think they in some ways, like my daughter, there was a thing at school. What are you a Nepo baby of? And she said White Sox Twitter. she's basically royalty in White Sox Twitter growing up, and then it's like kind of funny that is the case. No, and Jerry, I think the answer is no. I think like if and when we go away, you think there is like some sort of vacuum, right? Someone would pick up what we're doing, but I don't think there's anyone uniquely positioned to do what we do. Like there are other people doing content that's different than you're in the stadium 70 games. You're kind of and what we do, like the hot tub show, no one, like some of the shit we do, no one's just gonna do that. It's just not gonna happen. Like like you're not gonna see that. Like you would in a year, we probably get, I don't know, 30 or 40 picture requests from people. Who the fuck is going to get that as a regular ass fan going forward? We have a bobblehead.
Other than Gabriel.
Gabriel might be the only one. Yeah, let's say the only one I know of like that is the case. So yeah, I mean, like I would love it if there was some 20-something kids right now picking this up and being like, yeah, we want to get in on this and do this. And we would be happy to help them like a motherfucker. I don't know. I just don't see it. I just think it'll be over.
You know what I think it's going to be? The 108 will go away at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
And we'll just live on in bobblehead form. But yeah, it's just,
but not immediately after the bobblehead.
No,
I do want to. Can I share this?
No,
you and I. So what was nice about doing the stretch, MySoxSummer, something that I miss very much about the early days of 108 podcast is you and I would drive to Chorizy-E's and then we'd drive home. So we would get 20 minutes each way, whatever, in the car, just bullshitting and doing our normal thing. And we got to do that when we went to go do the stretch because we had to drive to the studios and then drive back. And you said, this is crazy that we're getting this. And you think, man, we got to this level. Nothing better can happen this. And he goes, but all the time we've been doing this, something does always happen that is better. And we're always going to shoot for it. And so even though we've hit this high that was like a high, we ain't stopping. We keep going.
No, can't stop, won't stop. I think that's what the kids say. You also have to evolve, like kind of with the thing, and I think I brought it up a little bit earlier too. People go away and then they come back because like you're gonna get into that next round of your life, and then you're gonna appreciate when we would do the Sunday soak on a 10-game homestand, and we've been drunk for 9 days, and you're just like, God,
who can do that? No one can do that.
Those motherfuckers woke up and got in the tub at 10:30, and like go fucking do this before they went to the game to go get drunk again. Yeah, yes, we did. So yeah, no, it's hard to find this. And also, it's hard to find 3 guys that actually get along with each other. I feel like as we do
to do this, right?
That aren't related, and two of them are related, and then there's the white one. That's me. So yeah, it's a weird thing. I mean, it would be cool to see my daughters do something, but also I didn't want to do what my father did, and I didn't think that it was uncool what my father did, but I also was like, it's just not my thing. And I don't think that they're going to be like, what I should get involved in? Twitter, White Sox Twitter. I think that's what I'm going to get involved in. So, all right.
I think that's a full answer.
That was a good question.
Good question.
It was
Jerry.
definitely worth the $9.99 that you spent on
Keep
that.
the questions coming if you got $5 questions. We only have a couple each, I think, topics. So we'll end up ending this if you guys don't have any more in a little bit. So
this is a hard one because it goes.
Let me get some more tequila then.
You might want to take a drink because it goes on somebody that is a friend of a program. His father, especially a friend of the 108, has helped us out and was very nice and came on our shows on Festivus. Sent me game use shoes of his son, everything. Yeah. BeefLoaf, is Lucas Giolito cooked?
Oh God!
You know
what's funny about this question is 2 weeks ago I told Slim Mick we have a couple fantasy teams together.
Yeah.
And I saw Lucas Giolito's out there and I'm like, let's scoop him up and put him on our bench to see if he can bounce back a little bit. And he had a decent start. And then I'm like, all right, Mick, I'm going to start him this week. He's got the Angels. The Angels aren't that good, whatever. And then he got absolutely fucking destroyed by the Angels.
Shelled today.
It was one in the third innings, 8 runs or whatever the fuck.
1.2 innings.
Yeah, okay, 1 2/3. Yeah, no, he got
8 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 home run.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably over. I he did for him, he did a good job after he lost being able to throw high 90s and being able to still salvage a pretty good career. It was funny in the seats last night. Alex Rude was like, remember when the White Sox offered him a long-term deal and he felt that he was lowballed?
He turned it down.
And he turned it down.
Yeah.
And now he probably should have taken that deal. Yeah, I think unfortunately, but I mean, baseball happens that way, man.
Yeah.
Guys go before you think, this guy, and then they go before you think they're going to go. And that's why it's kind of fun. I know you brought him up a couple years ago. The White Sox should sign this guy. I know there were guys in Sox Twitter brought up with Kyle Schwarber. And Kyle Schwarber's home run totals are going up. And you're starting to look at him and it's like, this guy might hit 500 home runs. He is the one that kind of survived out of those couple prospects, right? He's the one that, he's the one who made it. And you realize how fleeting all that shit is, right? You think all these guys are going to be good, and then they're good for a little bit, and then things derail the career, injuries or whatever else happens to them. And so, yeah, unfortunately, yes. I like Rick a lot, and Rick came on our show, and he was great, and we met him in person. It's a good dude. It's unfortunate, but I think he's probably cooked. I think
we should put on our tinfoil hats, and Gabriel said Giolito did cheat stuff, and
they all did.
There is a possibility that maybe that he was aided in the sticky stuff a little bit. The numbers seem to support that. Once that got banned, the shit went down. Yep. It's unfortunate, and then his life took a weird turn too, because he was with a longtime girlfriend, and then he was with a bottle girl, and still is with the bottle girl. But, who knows? I don't know, but he seems happy. From what on the offset, he seems good. So I do like
full circle. I don't think Alex means on baseball either.
There's JT says so did Tim Anderson. Yeah, maybe. And they've had similar fates. Giolito's fall off wasn't as hard and as fast as Tim Anderson's was, but hey, there's still time, I guess. But it's unfortunate because I liked Lucas. I liked Lucas when we were in Cincinnati, and he was at the bar with Kopech. Not as beautiful as Kopech. Kopech definitely number one beauty. But Lucas was definitely a straight shooter. And he did not he would ask questions back at you. And I appreciated that. He wasn't he was like, well, I see this. And he's like, well, why do you see that? And he would explain it to him. He's like, well, this is why you're wrong. And then he would tell you why you're wrong. And I was like, I respected that. All right, cool. Yeah. But no, I liked Lucas. I liked his dad. And I hope this is just a blip. I hope he comes around. But yeah, I also think that there's a fork in him. I think he's good.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm up again? Yeah, you're up.
I got plenty to go.
So
plenty to go.
That's about my limit.
I can. So chat, if you want to throw $5 in there and you got something good, I got a few more left. We'll hit these last ones.
Yeah, you hit what you got. I don't have much more. I could create something. Well, maybe hold on. Let me
Well, if you're vibing or whatever, hang on. Before we though, we
check
should
the
talk.
notes.
Yeah, we should talk.
Yeah,
about,
go ahead. Do what you said.
We've been doing a lot of advertisements here. We should talk about June 17th.
Yes.
Cork at the Park. We're going to be doing a pregame show. It's for the BeefLoaf birthday. Come through at 5:00. It'll be $5 Twisted Teas. I'm sure we can get the $5 Fireball shots again. We
hell yeah.
Drink one of those. Now, this is going to be a pregame podcast. We'll give away some shit too. We plan to bring some sock stuff. We'll do the raffle tickets, all that shit. We'll do the podcast around 5:00, maybe a little after 5:00. The White Sox versus Cardinals at 6:40.
Yeah.
Chorizy and I are going to be giving away some tickets for the actual game. So we'd love for you guys to come up there, hang out for the podcast, drink your asses off with us, win some White Sox stuff, and then we roll over there together to the game and enjoy a $5 Tuesday at Sox Park. So let's do that. Let's support our sponsor, Cork at the Park.
Yeah. No, it'd be great to see you. Gabriel is in.
He'll be there. My guy Alex gonna be there too.
Can't wait. So yeah, we're gonna have a good time. I wanted that to be the night of the first date for the 108 Bachelorette, and you told me no.
I just told you we got too much going on. Because I think for the first date, we want to supervise film and then just like kind of make some content out of it. That was going to be tough.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so here's a thought I had. MySoxSummer, I saw a rumor on Twitter. Instagram too, and it ended up being refuted. It was not true. But that Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's widow, was pregnant. Okay.
Oh.
My question, he refuted it, so it's not true. So let's assume it's not true for now.
Okay.
At what point, when you're Vanessa Bryant, you're Kobe Bryant's widow,
right?
Is it cool for you to be pregnant? Now, Kobe Bryant died tragically on January 26, 2020.
Okay.
So it's a little over 5 years in the rear view. About when is it okay for you, famous star's wife, to be pregnant?
That's hard. And I wonder if the timeline is affected because she lost a child too. And I almost think that losing the child almost makes you want to maybe have another baby because you're like, I've lost someone and I need that. And I can't judge at all because that is trauma that I can't even imagine dealing with. Like if I lost my wife and my daughter, like in a helicopter accident, I just would, I don't even know. I can't even think about that. So, oh man, I think that 6 years is probably plenty of time.
Is reasonable, right?
But like, it's not like, it wasn't like 2 weeks after, right? So
no, it was like now timing. They were saying this was the case.
Yeah.
Here's why I asked the question. Because I saw the rumor and I was initially shocked for a second, right? And then I was like, hang on, how long ago was that? Like that was 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, this seems we as a populace need to be over it. And she should be able to move on with her fucking life if she wants to. And so like I was like, okay, yeah, I think it's fine. It seems fine.
It doesn't mean that she doesn't love the guy anymore. I mean, she probably still loves him and whatever, but like there's got to be a lot of shit going on, like trauma wise, and then the baby, and like it's like being like I lost a daughter, also, like that's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Man, I don't mean to bring it down. I wasn't trying to bring it down. Bring it down too much.
No, I mean, K Dog's like, what if you lost Gianna Michaels? I mean,
well, I mean, that's a good question.
It's true.
If Gianna Michaels passes, how long till you can yank it to Gianna Michaels?
I mean,
or is it immediate? Is it part of the grieving process?
I think it's part of the grieving process. To be honest, I feel like that's. I feel like I think you have to do that. You have to work your way through it. So,
yes, you do. You have to jerk your way through it. Jerry O'Sullivan says 5 years enough time. Remember, Kobe got caught cheating on her. Yeah, no, absolutely, Jerry. But I mean, it's more from I don't know how to say it, but less about him and more for her to feel good about her, like that, more that perspective.
And so she's from Huntington Beach, which is weird because my friend Al was like, oh yeah, he used to go pick her up at the high school, Huntington Beach High, and like they would send her all sorts of things, so yeah, like so she's been with him for forever, and everybody and their mother told him not to get involved with her, not to do this, not to do that. So like, I mean, I don't want to say they're a true love, but like they kind of were a true love. So
they battled through it. Yeah.
I mean, once you lose that person, then like, I mean, I think you need, like, I don't know. It's hard to judge. You can't judge somebody like that.
It's tough, right? It's tough.
It is. That shit. And I think I would think about this differently if I wasn't a married guy with 2 kids. Like, I think I would like go, oh man, she should be burning that torch. But no, I don't agree. Like you need to have something around, you want to have somebody that you like to be around and talk to somebody and all that shit. Yeah.
All right. So this one's a little fucked up, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Oh no.
It's right up your alley. Husky Bardo alerted me to this shit.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of a gentleman who caught a little bit of a skin disease. And this
didn't we talk about this already?
We did not talk about this. We talked about this in private, but not in public yet. So it's this is from New York Post. It said this man contracted a shocking skin disease from wearing thrifted clothes. Here's why. Experts say to wash newly bought clothes before wearing them, especially if they're from a secondhand store. Mind you, when I get new stuff, I never wash it first. But yeah, thrift store, you always wash first.
Oh, I would wash the new shit stuff too.
Unfortunately, this is one poor soul learned his lesson the hard way. According to Jam Press, TikToker, who preferred to only be referred to by his social media name, contracted a skin infection, most likely due to never wash thrifted clothes. He explains in a now viral video that he contracted molluscus contagious. Yikes. A viral skin infection that consists of small raised bumps on the skin. Despite looking painful, apparently the condition is harmless, does not require treatment. MySoxSummer, you're a thrift guy.
I am.
Before you sell to someone, are you washing before you sell? I understand you're going to wash before you would wear, but are you washing before you sell? What's the decorum there?
Okay, so here's my 50-cent take. Yeah, if I'm wearing it, definitely washing it. I mean, there's not even a question. Like, even if I don't even know if I'm going to wear it, I'll probably still wash it. If I'm selling, if it's a jersey or something that could be destroyed in the wash, no, I'm definitely not washing it. Like, I don't want to do that. But if there's stains or something on there, sometimes you'll get like some, like, I would say superficial stains, like some dirt or something that, like, maybe the shirt fell on the ground at the thrift store, and so there's like some dirt on there, some dust or whatever. Yeah, I'll wash that stuff, and then I'll like, steam it so it like looks nice to like presentable for sale if it's worth something, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, no, like,
but otherwise, if they're buying from you, your mileage may vary. When that shit shows up, wash it yourself, because don't trust that you have washed it.
There's
the condition might matter.
There's 100% chance that there is definitely some things in the rack behind me that have not been washed. Yes, 100%. That will get,
so for
definitely get sent to somebody.
For sold, assume it's secondhand. Assume this is a possibility.
My thought process on it too is this:
he's got Rice Krispie treats under his skin. You do not want that, is what you're saying,
right? Like you should be taking care of that. You should not just assume that anybody washed anything, and you should wash that as soon as you get it. Yeah, because you want your own scent on it anyway, right? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, I don't want to go. The thrift store has something that they spray on clothing, like to like do disinfectant to probably prevent the guy from having Rice Krispies on his face. And so like they do that already because a lot of them smell all similar. But you definitely don't want to smell like that when you're out at the club, trying to hit on a lady like, oh, this man smells like like a freshly thrift shirt. Like
you could drop a lot of cologne on that shit though,
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not an offensive smell, but it's definitely like a I bought this secondhand smell. Yeah, right. No good.
Okay. JT says, tell my wife the herpes, definitely from the thrift store.
Oh man, JT. You shouldn't be buying anything that touches your penis and at a thrift store and then putting it on your body. Definitely, that's
anything.
That's a you problem there, JT. That is not. That is
it's a MySoxSummer rule right there.
I would never say that.
If swim trunks show up in this or that. I want you to nail MySoxSummer for that shit. All right. Board shorts. The board shorts. I've seen board shorts.
I've definitely sold both, and I've bought some for myself too. Yes. I did buy a brand new pair of like Budweiser swim trunks, and then I got too skinny, and I couldn't wear them anymore because they kept falling down at the water park. And I was like, I don't need to show everybody my twigs and berries. So
it's fun for the whole family, right?
Yeah, I had to get that out of there.
I have a quick 2 left, so if you guys have a super chat you want to get in here the last second, you can do it. We're almost done. MySoxSummer. I really enjoyed when you did the ad read when you're rapping, and so I wanted to put this up on the screen. And it's 7 signs you're getting better at rapping. I want to quiz you on this because I feel like you always wanted to be a white rapper. You've told us, you've explained to us in the past.
Yes.
And you're heading towards midlife crisis. So I don't know if you are getting back into your rapper persona. So let's run down the list and let's see where we're at here. Number 1, you wake up in the morning with original music in your head.
Not anymore. No. No.
When did that stop? When did you stop getting original music in your head?
I feel like it was like stopped around kids. You know, like you're just like I think about things that like I could maybe possibly like mix together. Like you can mash up certain things and like say certain lyrics from a certain song over a different beat, like another popular songs. But I don't think original music is no, not in my head anymore. No.
All right, I don't believe you, but go. All right, we'll go on to number 2. Number 2, it's hard to focus on conversations because you're thinking of rhymes.
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely true. I see you at Sox games high off your ass, and you cannot focus on a conversation. I assume there are lyrics running through your head right there.
I don't think that I'm working on the next jam. I definitely think about like when I'm like in the morning, like this morning, right? I drop the kids off. I'm driving home, and I'm thinking about what the new Lawrence's ad is going to be, and how I'm going to do it. And sometimes I will talk through how I'm going to do it, and I'll get those things. I have a commercial that I'm working on for the bobblehead, and I was like saying out all of the lines that I wanted in the commercial. While I'm in the car, just to hear how it sounds, and then I have to write it down because we're at an age, Loaf, where I don't remember things necessarily.
I know. I'm with you.
So I have to make notes on my phone to remind myself, hey, this is what I need to remind myself that I thought of, like because I will forget it unless I continually go over it, which is a Jay-Z trick. Jay-Z said that he never wrote anything down. He would continually say the rap line over, the hook over and over till he remembered it. So then he was like, it was that good that I never would forget it. So
I'll be honest with you, MySoxSummer. I have a personal thesis about ideas.
Okay.
And that if I get an idea, let's say I'm out walking or whatever, instead of writing it down immediately, I tell myself, if I remember this idea, or if it comes up again to me, then it was good enough for me to use for something. If not, then it should just go away and I should never see it again. And so that's how I fish out ideas that I think could work with something.
It's not a bad thing, right? And honestly, you can write it down, and then like when you try to expound on it, like blogs. I mean, remember I know we used to have like 17 unfinished blogs and like the draft, you know, because you start to go with something. And like I had a buddy who's like wrote scripts and stuff, and he's like, if you have an idea for like a movie or a show or something, he's like, you start writing, and if you can get past like 10 pages, then it's probably a good idea.
You're in, yeah.
But if you can't, then it kind of sucks, and
you gotta kill it.
That killed my screenwriting dreams. So,
all right, let's go to number 3.
Sounds like a good idea.
Number 3, friends introduce you as a rapper.
Absolutely not even one time. That is
I blame Chorizy for this. This should be Chorizy. I'm sorry.
Never happened.
Okay. All right,
Chorizy should introduce me as a rapper.
Chorizy should be introducing you as his rapper friend. I believe. Number 4, friends ask you to rap at random points.
It's never happened. The only time that I feel like this is ever like even remotely closely been true was when 99 Problems was really popular and my cousin got married and they threw a microphone to me so I could yell the lyrics or rap the lyrics of 99 Problems by Jay-Z at the reception. And that was the one time that ever happened. And I don't think that song, I think that song was popular in like what, 2006, 2007, something like that. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute, as a kid said.
Alex Root says, I will be doing that from now on.
This is my rapper friend, MySoxSummer.
He's always going to ask you to rap at random points.
Oh, okay.
He'll show up during the game. Hey, MySoxSummer rap right now.
Okay, I'll do it for. I'll only do it for Alex or Adam, depending on how I feel.
Sounds good. Number 5, you find famous rappers that you think you can take.
Absolutely not. No, not even. No.
Not yet. Okay. All right.
No, not yet.
Fine.
Yes. No.
So I'll do both. He'll introduce you as a rapper and ask you to rap. Okay. Number 6, you start canceling things to go rap.
No.
Hang on, no. You recorded a rap for the commercial. You definitely canceled something to do that.
I didn't go thrift shopping.
Yeah. Okay. Number 6 is a yes.
Okay. It's a yes.
How come you don't want to admit that? What's wrong with admitting that?
I don't know. I don't know if I'd agree with it, but I'll take it.
All right. And number 7, last one. People start asking you if you have music for sale.
Not one fucking time. Not even.
I couldn't even get that one out without laughing.
I probably had music for sale. I never. No one even asked if I had music for sale.
No. Hang on. Mike Howard in the comments. I'm calling you out at the Flow Rider show. So this is funny. This is funny for a different reason. Hang on. Let's get into this. I took the class pick.
Yes.
Yesterday in the Wednesday night game. And now my brother's friend from work is sitting in front of us. Now, no offense, I didn't remember your name, but I remembered you from the Ramova show or whatever. And one of the replies to the class pick is from Connor McKnight, and he says, "Is that Mike Howard front and center?" And I was there like, well, that's Chorizo's friend from work, but I don't know his name. It might be Mike Howard. I assume it's Mike Howard. It is, yes. You know Connor McKnight. Why does he hate us? Why did he big time us at our own show? Let's get him. We got to figure this out. We got to do this. But Mike, good seeing you, bro. It was good to see you. No. We do have a super chat. We'll take this.
Who's coming in? Is that Twitch?
What?
Is that Twitch that I'm taking a greasy shit right now?
Yeah, I'm not.
We've crossed over because the eyes have gone up signigalightly, which is just crazy. Okay,
yeah, that's one of those weird things with Twitter, right?
Twitter inflates these numbers. Allegedly, you have 657 people watching right now.
There's no way
in hell.
No,
there's 657 people watching. 658 now. Yeah,
like that during Festivus, I get.
Yes,
but that's a great show.
It's over 1,000 during Festivus.
It's over 1,000.
Yeah, it's insane.
Let's hit this super chat from JT. JT says Chorizy wasn't part of tonight's podcast. What would he be most disappointed with? That's a great question.
Man,
I think I know.
Oh, so you know? Okay, let me try to guess. It's going to be that we've gone on this long. That's definitely one.
He would be disappointed about that.
The length is going to be, he's like, why did you guys do that? That's insane. I think the next point is going to be what we can hear in the background right now. It's like, why would you put music behind when you guys are talking?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I'll tell you the thing he would be most...
like the music?
The thing I don't know if he'd like it or not. I think...
I like it.
I think he's okay with us exploring this because like you brought this up. I was like, it's a great idea. Let's try this. You know?
It's like, making out with chicks in college, for other chicks. Girl on girl stuff is cocaine in college. Yeah.
Here's what we'll be most disappointed with when he watches this back. He is going to be disappointed that you told like a 5-minute story about the Flaming Lips lead singer, but didn't ask a question really. You ended it with you probably did drugs on him, but you had no question. When you were going, I was like, Chorizy right now would be trying to find a way to get in the middle of this and not let this keep going. But I was like, let's flow it, because Sam was loving it and he was vibing with it. So I was like, this is good. I like this. But Chorizy would not like that. It'd be my guess.
So you might be right, and he probably will say something about that. But I'm not going to defend myself.
No,
I did think about it after the fact, and I was like, oh, I just low-hoed that. Like I made it about me. But also, there's Wayne Cohen is like he's just like a true artist. And I think if you met the guy, right, like, and you've had an experience with him, and you've had an experience with the Flaming Lips in 1996. I mean, this isn't the Flaming Lips that like in the Polaroid commercial. This is like they weren't popular. They had
like our high school, college years of this.
Yeah,
shit.
They
were popular in a certain group of people. They were not huge yet. Yes,
no,
I agree. Yeah.
And then honestly, in '96 they were promoting Clouds Taste Metallic album, which was not very good. They weren't like on their way up at that point either. Like, I mean, the commercial success was better because of She Don't Use Jelly and that last album, Transmissions from a Satellite Heart. But I mean, I think, I don't know. It's hard because I fanned out there. Like, I definitely fanned out because that's why
I'm glad you went with it.
Do it.
And Sam liked it and he rolled with it. Like, it was the right person to do that with, in my personal opinion, you know.
And he is an artist too. Like, Sam is
Absolutely.
an artist. We brought up that picture of him. Like, he did like a self-portrait of himself. That's what the picture of him that we used for the tonight. Like, he watercolors, you know, like he's at the Ohio house there, the Erie house, and he's fucking doing watercolors, trying not to get stabbed by hookers.
The Boomtown book is just amazing.
Really good.
Like, it's really good. Like, if you're someone that likes listening to books or whatever, and he narrates it, man, fucking get that book. And you're like, I know nothing about Oklahoma City. I don't care about Oklahoma City. Don't matter. You'll really enjoy it. Like, it's just a great book on its own. Like,
it was good. And one of the things we didn't bring up was the land grab. Like, when they opened.
I know. I thought we were running out of time. I wanted to bring it up, but
it was good. It's good you did, probably.
That's a crazy part of the book where you're like listening to it, like, oh my god, this really happened here in the U.S. Like.
And me going in my head going, this is crazy, but this is also pretty awesome. But also people that fucking sit there and romanticize the olden days. Like, everyone was fair and they were up front and everything. Bullshit, dude.
No,
they cheated
weren't.
more than they fucking cheat now because you couldn't find out about it. Because you're like, there wasn't the internet. There wasn't a phone call you could just make. You know, and it's like, hey, I feel like Tommy's probably been sitting there for 3 days. You're like, I don't know. We didn't see him. So, like, let him have his fucking land, you know? So, yeah, that's some good shit, man.
Okay, we got another super chat. Jackie Treehorn says, can't couple with anything good. Entertain us, please.
Well,
we've been trying. Thank you, Jack.
We've been trying. I mean, we knew this was going to be off the rails. We're 13 minutes away from 3 hours, which is
an old school show. I got one last thing.
More?
I'm almost terrified to put it out there.
Oh no,
it's that bad. It's that tough.
So this is what Chorizy would be mad about you about.
They're gonna be pissed about me.
Yeah,
and it's a reflection of him.
Is it Bill Cosby?
A little bit. Here's the question, MySoxSummer, for you to answer. And it's perfect because two dads answering this.
Okay.
Do you think that adults, let's say above 35 years old, that don't have children are basically, by default, weirdos?
Oh, man.
I'll let you answer before I clarify really what I'm thinking here. Like,
no,
You said no, but you don't believe it.
No, I'm thinking. I'm still thinking. I don't.
While you're thinking, let me give you the general thought process here. Here's my thought process.
Go ahead.
We as adults, as humans, we kind of get into our own things or whatever. And I've always, and my dad told me this when I was a kid. It was sort of like having me and Chorizy was something that was a grounding effect for him. He might have done some shit or like gone off the rails and kind of not been what he could be. But because he had us, he had to focus on certain shit a certain amount of the time. Now my dad has had his problems, but now he's in his 70s or whatever. He's got granddaughter and everything.
Yeah.
But like generally a mostly normal dude. But then you start spanning out to like his friend group, and there's a lot of, let's say, disaster going on. That's true. Okay. So it makes me wonder, like, adults left to their own, left on your own to do your own thing with no kids to kind of like pull you down into, like, hey, you better get your shit together. You better have your shit lined up for these kids. I don't know. It's something I think about sometimes. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I think that you've said it. You said it to me, I think, when we were having kids, and we would talk to other people that were getting married or whatever, and be like, "Are you gonna have kids, or you better get moving if you want to have some kids?" Yeah. And you're like, "Fuck that shit! Like, don't have a kid if you don't want to have a kid." And
if you don't want to, you shouldn't. I agree.
Fully didn't understand that, like at the jump, right? Like you're just like, "What do you mean? Like you should want to procreate," and then you have kids and you're like, no, you shouldn't. Like there's plenty of people that probably shouldn't have kids.
Correct. I agree with this.
And that probably do have kids.
That's the other side of the coin, actually, of like, maybe you shouldn't have had any children. There is also that. Yes, absolutely.
I think that if you're, and I don't only want to say that there's something wrong with you if you don't want to have kids, because I don't think that it's for everybody, because it's not easy. It's definitely not easy.
It's not easy, no.
And the lows are low, but the highs are really fucking high.
Very high. I would agree with you.
You see somebody achieve, I don't know, watching your kid achieve something is way better than what you achieving something.
1,000%. 1,000% the truth.
I watched my daughter, and it wasn't this year, it was last year, and we didn't know, like, it wasn't this past Christmas, it was 2 Christmases ago, but she won like Scholar of the Semester for her school. Like, it was one award that's given out to like one person in their selected grade, or their grade that they're in, and we didn't know that she won it. And so like we're sitting there, and I think I talked about this on the podcast, I'll bring it up again, I don't give a fuck. As you should. They had said, like, they had done all these awards for every fucking thing, man, and she didn't win, and I'm like, fuck, we have to get in the car and I have to explain, like, listen, like, next time maybe you will win, and work hard, and like just do what you're doing good, you're getting your homework done. And then she wins the fucking biggest award, which is the Scholar's Semester, that only one of them gets, not 7 of them. And I'm like, oh shit, and her grandparents were there, and it was my parents, it was good, right? But we had no idea, because they hadn't alerted us and said, hey, she's gonna win this award, just so you know. And we just saw her, and we saw her get it, and you're just like, what? And so we went to Culver's to celebrate, and we had all these things, but like watching her achieve, like, do that was way better than me doing anything. Watching my youngest daughter go into a performance, play drums, in like her class performance as a kindergartner, as the first person that walks out on stage and just does the thing, and then other kids come out and start doing the thing. You're like, okay, that's confidence that I can't teach her, that she just has. Yep. And you're just like, that's amazing. And you keep that going. So it's just pretty rewarding. But there's also a lot of, like, there's lows too.
It's a lot of work to get there, though. To get those,
it's ups and downs.
MSS, I agree with you. Like, things I've accomplished in my life. Even the bobblehead is an impossible accomplishment that we accomplished, right?
Yeah.
But I remember being at Bonita's 8th grade graduation just a year ago, and they were like running down who won this award for this scholarship thing that they had done, this project they'd working on. And we didn't know if she had won or whatever. They start going down the names or whatever, the 6 finalists, blah, blah, blah. And they're getting down to the end, and it's like, holy shit, my daughter's name still hasn't been announced. And she wins in front of the whole, like, graduation crowd. Like, kind of similar to what you're talking about there. And I always told her, too, even at her kindergarten graduation, at preschool, everything, I said, I'm going to be the loudest fucking dad screaming in this crowd for you. Yeah. I don't care if you're embarrassed or whatever the fuck. And like that moment, I'm fucking going nuts or whatever. And then later in the graduation, another dad was louder than me. I felt fucking embarrassed. My dad, but what you bring up is a great point. Seeing your kids succeed so well like that is just the ultimate high. And it's like, some of these people, they're never gonna feel it. Like, we'll just never feel it, you know?
Well, if you're a coach too, right? You coach.
Yeah, I coached for a lot of years. Yeah.
Watching a kid accomplish something that they're working hard on, like even if it's not your kid,
even if it's not your kid, that's
I mean, you're just like, this is awesome. I got this kid on the team at the beginning of the year, no idea how to hold a bat, how to throw a ball, anything. Tonight, he was swinging the bat, getting hits left and right. And I'm like, there you go. Look at you. I go, you paid attention, you stuck to it, and now you're fucking nailing balls left and right. I didn't say it like that. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it's awesome to see that. And it also, you're kind of like, oh shit, this is the last year I'm coaching, because I don't want to coach anymore. Like, I'm done. I don't want to go to softball.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, like, I did it for a long time, and my daughter, I was like, babe, I'm done. You're on your own now. You know, like, let's go.
I can't help you in the softball. Like, I don't know softball as well as I know baseball, and I don't even really know baseball that well for a guy that has a baseball podcast. So it's like, hey, we're gonna give up on the softball. I'll come watch you, and I'll be your biggest cheerleader. But I'm only gonna help you in the little few things that I actually know. I can't help you past most of this. So that's great though. God, I can't fault somebody for not having a kid. Now, realizing they can understand that, like, I probably can't handle this, and I probably don't want to be this. I'm too not that's being selfish is okay. And if you're like, I am too selfish, I need too much of this, I want to go travel, I want to do this, I understand, because you can't do that with a kid. You know, you can't put a kid in a kennel like you can a dog. So like, I get it. So yeah.
Allegedly. Let's close this out. Let's get to thank yous and GFY's MySoxSummer. Your thank you or GFY first.
I told you I was going to do this last night.
Get them all, baby.
And I want to say a big shout out to the kid last night that was wearing a Brooks Baldwin City Connect version 2 jersey at the game while he is in the minors. And I'm like, son, you're going to be rewarded for this. Okay. Being a White Sox fan right now and buying a Brooks Baldwin jersey, you are going to be okay. Because it's hard. It's hard out there. You didn't go with the Benintendi. You didn't go with the Andrew Vaughn. You didn't go retro with Frank Thomas because you weren't even alive when he played baseball. So you went with
don't even know what Frank Thomas is other than that those pills he's giving away on TV. You know?
Right. Like,
which you don't know nothing about. Yeah.
What do I need extends for? I don't understand this. But yeah, so I appreciate you. And sir, you will be rewarded in years to come with all the things that are happening. So please keep that positivity and always pick your favorite player. Don't listen to the bullshit of all the other people that are like, you should have Andrew Vaughn, you should have this person, Luis Robert, you should do this. No, you stick with Brooks Baldwin, because you know what? That's a fucking solid jersey choice, sir. And I'm proud of you. And he got a ball last night, finally, because some guy didn't catch it. So nice. That was good. So yeah, shout out to the kid wearing the Brooks Baldwin City Connect jersey. Yeah, MSS is a fan of you, sir. What about you, Loaf? Who you GFYing or thank you in?
Before I get to it, the comments are Alex Root says 5 more minutes to make the 3-hour mark. He said, take your time, MSS. We're down under 3 minutes here. Billy Wire says, Alex, I don't have 5 more minutes in me. Stop this runaway train. Fuck you, Billy. You are so happy that you're watching
right now.
He's been watching for 2 hours now. It's good to have William back. Here's what's been happening. You mentioned it, MySoxSummer, earlier in the show, of the fan base turning over or whatever. Yep. And then some of the old fans are coming back a little bit. And I like that.
Kids
I like
are getting older.
Back.
So can play.
What's fun is because some of the new fans and the older fans would get along so great. Yes. And like, I would like them to all be back on this shit. So like, I'm really happy to see that. And then Jerry Sullivan says, MSS, you're more the beer and bullshit of the podcast. Allegedly. I mean, my thank yous. First off, I want to thank Sam Anderson for joining the show. Like, we've been trying to get Sam for a minute. We had a great time with him when he came and was hanging out in the stands with us and writing the story about us. Unfortunately, the story was, featured me more than you guys. I apologize. But I did like he explained how I'm bigger than life and that deserve to be there.
You're so fast.
He like broke my balls immediately when I asked that question, which I was like, Sam's one of us. He's like, give me shit right out of the gate. I love the guy, man. So I hope he does come back through there. So I got to thank him. I got to thank Barber Chair Scott for his tweet contribution. I'm actually going to be on his show tomorrow. I'm not going to hold you. I'll be on there about 5:00 Central Time talking White Sox. So jump in on the YouTube stream. And then I'm going to thank Northbrook Bob as well for his tweet contribution.
Did you stop the music or did it just end?
I stopped it. No, I stopped.
Oh, okay. I was like,
on purpose for the thank yous.
Ended?
No, I stopped it for the thank yous just to get it.
That's
completed.
awesome.
And then I want to thank all White Sox fans that have been holding on for dear fucking life, waiting for good news with this team. And like the Ishbia thing and Kyle Teal getting promoted and then the Bannister bit and the young guys playing well and kind of leading the team to victory. All of that stuff is starting to come together for us. So like, hang on, man. This is getting better little by little. I know it still hurts.
Yeah,
it's still painful. All right. It's still painful, but hang on with us. So that's it. We love all you guys. We're going to hit 3 hours when we hit the outro.
Yeah, the outro is definitely take us into that.
We're sorry, Chorizy.
We got weird people from Twitch telling us to hit us up on the Discord. I don't know, man.
It's not.
We didn't get any porn bots. Chorizy won't be disappointed in that. So
he will. See you guys.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere. Ooh, Alejandro Jizz got the magic touch on the field. He was a kid.